you in the black and eyes, make my way into your mind, just to know what you knew. Restless every time we start locking eyes. Lost control. Oh, it's paradise with honesty, but I'm in the dead of the night. Let the darkness take control. Let the darkness take control. Darkness take control. May the darkness take control. Take me in the smoke, breathe me in and let me go. Sink to your heart to find you. Open up your eyes till you're blinded by the lies, so you can see what you do. Restless every time we start locking eyes. Lost control. Oh, it's paradise with honesty, but I'm in the dead of the night. Teardrops on the floor. The pain is over. Feel the darkness take control.
Who alive can't put me in a box. I redefine any definition you got. I am the tiger, I'm making steps to the top. The flames, I whip it up, you just gotta hand me the rock. Take a seat, you cannot stand it. All I know, the flow harder than a Scotch bonnet. Don't try study me, you cannot manage. This ain't what you want, bitch, I'm a fucking phenomenon. This ain't what you want, bitch, I'm a fucking phenomenon.
Yeah, you better listen. I'm bringing heat, you'll be a fan when I start rapping. Way I'll have your fucking head spinning. I'm known as spit vicious, release bombs and go tick tick. Boom, you blown me that head missing. I'm a phenomenon, stacking cheese like it's Parmesan. 8 different flows, call me Octomom. I'm moving fast like the Autobahn, and I'm independent, so I'm not your fucking starving like it's Ramadan. Sick, twisted, gifted, can't copy, printed, can't hold me down. I shape shift, I'm liquid. I killed this beat, I might get convicted. They know how I move, it was predicted. Persistent, spoke it into existence, so consistent, no assistance. Hear me once, become addicted. If I rap it, then I live it. There's no cap when I be speaking. Listen.
This ain't what you want, bitch, I'm a fucking phenomenon. This ain't what you want, bitch, I'm a fucking phenomenon.
And I do believe we are live, coming at this stream a little later than what we would like. It's only by about 7 minutes right now, and it's also late at night. I need to nap. I am the old person of the Mac. I am basically the unk of the Mac. So, anyway, my name is Ranger, and welcome to the Overwatch regular season between Ryder and Niagara tonight. We actually just exited out of the game, the live game of Niagara versus Maris. We were not streaming that, nor were we asked to do so. So, yeah, you all got music if you were hanging in the stream by then. But for now, we're only going to be getting onto the main show once the lobby actually gets opened up and ready to go. But since Niagara is coming off of a game, I'm assuming we will get into that lobby pretty quickly, so that's why we are live now. Anyway, let me introduce my co-cast. We are kind of down a couple of our members who were supposed to show up tonight, but life is always, a great addition to the cast, so it's
You
just
got
going to be...
me.
Yeah.
You got me. I'm your treat for tonight. What's up?
Why is okay? Out of not to break, but why is Event going
What's
into a
up?
deathmatch?
I bet.
Event, what are you doing?
Get out. Stir. Lobby. Now. I don't know. You can't make us
I can hear you typing, but yeah. So, quick talk about these teams. Why don't we? The major thing about these teams is the fact that I think I said it a little to some people beforehand, not on stream, of course, but the special thing about Ryder and Niagara right now, and I guess technically I'm gonna lump Iona in that, is that they all seem pretty equal to me in terms of like ability and skill, to the point where they're all fighting for that fifth place spot. So right now I'm looking for a good game between these two teams because, like I said, they're very much on par with each other. They both have very different play styles. They're not equal in terms of characters that they play, but they're very much give and take. We probably might see a game 5 today. It's not out of the realm of possibility, but these are the teams that are vying to like make a name for themselves and get to their like just like the upper echelon of the teams in this league. Currently, as I call it, the Titans of the MAAC include Marist, Mount St. Mary's, Quinnipiac, and Manhattan in that order. And Manhattan is doing a good job at serving as that gatekeeper into the top Titans. They keep everybody out, but they themselves are struggling to find any leeway going into the top 3. But solidifying themselves at number 4 is pretty good. But it is going to be the playoff run that matters for the top 4 teams. Will be going to the physical LAN. And yeah, which means there's these other teams that aren't in the top 4 currently still have a chance. I forget how the bracket is going to be set up. So it'll be quite interesting to see when we get there. But right now we are in the regular season. Teams are trying to make a name for themselves. I do believe with the current placement, Ryder sits at 7th. Niagara sits at 5th with Iona in between the two of them. Ryder recently losing to Iona and Iona recently losing to Niagara. So by, was it the transitive property, Niagara wins this game by default. But Ryder is not going to go down that easily. They're really going to try to put up a fight going into this game. And with the addition of perks starting technically this week, it technically is supposed to start on Wednesday, but due to the fact that this game is being brought up from Wednesday to today, perks are going to be allowed. And we are going to get our first taste of that. Now, I do not know the perks off the top of my head. All I know is that Corked, being a Junker Queen main, has that one that gives him more healing. That's all I know. Why are they all being invited to spectator instead of the teams? Interesting. Why are you on the team?
Because I am the life of Ryder. Yeah.
Yay.
Actually, no. Cork denied me to play comp earlier today because I'm currently on a big losing streak. I deranked this morning. It's not looking good.
What are we, gold now? No.
Surprisingly not. Soon, though, I'm pretty sure. I will be gold.
We're on the fast track to send you to gold.
Yeah. It's okay. Soon I'll be bronze. So excited.
Very excited. So, like, give me your take on these two teams as I just broke them down a little bit, mainly from my perspective, of course. But how do you feel about them?
Well, I love them both because I'm friends with, like, with all of them and I love them so much. But before this game, like before today, I literally sat in call with some of the members from Niagara, and they were telling me their entire game plan of how to beat Ryder tonight. And then earlier this morning, I was sitting with Ryder, and Ryder was telling me their entire game plan to beat Niagara tonight. So it's like I have both sides. It's like so exciting because they both have grown so much. I'm so proud of them, bro. They came so far, and it's just like they've been growing together, and now it's like best friends, like rivals, you know?
Indeed. But it's a good thing that these players are friends at the end of the day. These rivalries does not extend into real life. If we all had a chance to go to the LAN, it's a great place to like even just hang out and be friends with the entire MAAC. Sadly, only the top four teams will be going. Big rip on that. But like I said, these like you said, these two teams. It's amazing to see these two teams grow. The past couple years, Ryder has been struggling, and I'm not gonna say it's after my departure because literally the whole team broke down. So like that's the that's the sad reality of college. Like players come and go. If you have seniors, if your team consists of all seniors next year, then it's not gonna be there. I wonder. I just remembered something. Sienna now.
Don't remind me. Four of us are graduating, leaving one of our little DPS behind. No.
It's that kind of situation that happens. So like Ryder has been struggling to find their footing, and players have been here and there. Like Court, Grizz, and Ryan or Ryguy are the remaining team members of this team with new blood in lasers, and currently Kowalski, who actually came in this semester and wasn't here the first semester, so kind of interesting. On the side of Niagara, we've seen Saturday for a while. I'm pretty sure Glizzy Wizard, not only going by a different name at the start of the year, but also very new to the team. Dominator is a returning member, but he is actually being swapped in terms. Actually, no, wasn't he a Junkrat player last year? He started off on tank this year and then switched back to DPS as Event. Got moved up from that support position to the tank. And yeah, Event being one of the major new faces in the team and being one of the like great leaders that lead his team to success. By taking the tank position, you will really take charge. I feel like for the most part, in most teams, it's typically, and I mean like I'll say like 70, 75% uh of the teams are captained by a tank player. So that's what I feel like often. Rarely is it ever a support player. Secondary, I believe it's a DPS player. But yeah, Event taking charge as that tank player being new to this game. We're waiting on Sappy. Don't know where he went. He just finished the game with Maris. Maybe he's going to get food. He's hungry.
I think he did mention something about food because I was sitting in their comms during their Maris game. Let me tell you, there's something else. Very happy, very loud. I love them.
Goofy little lads coming in from Niagara. I need Cork to change the names of these teams. Please, Cork to change names.
I am going to message you something because Cork just asked me something, but it's up to you. I don't know if Cork messaged you. It's about someone joining the cast.
Ooh, yeah, I see that. Sure. I don't have it. I don't got it pre-set up for him, but he can get in here.
Hell yeah. Do you want me to just DM Cork back?
I DM Bean.
Oh, say less. Hello.
We're gonna get Bean on the
Hello.
cast.
Hello.
I see you lurking in the in the chat. In the game.
I was very eager, very, very eager to get in here. I won't lie.
All right, give me a hot
I'm
second. You
very excited for this game. Very excited for this game.
would like you to yap a little bit as I try to set up the cast.
I mean,
yes.
I can go on about this game. I'm very excited. Both teams, very good teams. Niagara, very impressive, especially with defeating Iona. And coming in with Ryder over here. Very tough game with Iona as well last week. Very close. Super cool game overall. I don't know. I'm just very excited. I wanted to see these two teams clash for a while, and now I get to see it live. And now they're starting to roast me in like game chat. This is crazy.
I gotta log in to my thing to get you in here. Wild.
But besides that, this game with perks is amazing in my opinion. It really brings back the life to the game. At least for me.
I forgot. I already forgot about perks because we have yet to get into the game.
I am getting bribed currently to
Oh.
start glazing players.
Glazing players. I mean,
Do it.
full pause, but I could glaze Quark all day.
Oh
Like,
no. Full pause. All right, let's get you in here. Hey, now
I've seen
you're
this dude
visible
with-
on the cast, brother. Say hello
Oh
real
my
quick.
God.
hello. Oh, I'm watching you set it up real quick. It's gonna take like a minute to
It's
hop
gonna
in there.
yeah, you'll pop up. You saw your name pop up already, but
Yeah, I did.
that I can't control, but I could pop you. Your goofy little Muppet face. I say that with all the love that can be. But yeah, as you said, perks are kind of interesting. I'm not very knowledgeable in terms of what the perks are going to be across the characters. I know barely Sojourns. I barely know Queens. I know Divas like it's the back of my hand, but that's mainly because I'm a Diva player, even though I'm not playing this game right now, and really no one else.
I know some of the supports, some of the DPSs, and very few about the tanks. But they've added just like an interesting adaptability to the game. So for me, at least what I've experienced is you have more different types of play styles that come into the game now with the perks. So you can tend to play a bit more aggressive, maybe play a bit more defensive, or just play in the middle to balance around the healing and the damage. So I think they're a great addition, especially to like a competitive scene as well. And having it in this game is going to be very exciting to see how each team uses them.
Indeed, indeed, it is. Life.
Hmm.
What was the game we were seeing the other day where they accidentally had perks
Mhm.
on? Oh, Quinny versus Mount St. Mary's.
Yeah, that
So
was the first map.
So for a brief moment, which this is not a problem, the teams did agree upon it, even though it went against what NECC said. But that was just due to oversight. Perks were enabled for Quinine versus Mount St. Mary's on their first map. They turned it off for the future games. But it was kind of interesting to see, especially that Torbjorn, who was absolutely terrorizing the map by having him throw that turret up against the wall, up on the high ground, just randomly stuck to a wall is like just one of the first instance I got of perks, and it's quite interesting. Seeing, I think it was Milky Way on the road. No, not Milky Way. It was actually Zerial on the Roadhog. Being a little selfish for that healing perk. Instead of opting in for the one that heals his team, he opted for the one that keeps him moving. But I saw that came into play due to the fact that he played very separated from his team. Whether or not like a Roadhog plays with their team or without their team, that perk choice really does come in like to like accentuate that kind of gameplay. So I'm quite excited to see perks for the first time.
Yeah, and the other Tor perk, the level 3 turret as well, that's great to see come back as along
Throwback
with
to
the
Overwatch
healing with the hammer is hilarious too. That
So
one I find.
wait,
You can heal with the
can he
hammer?
just heal anybody with it? Does he just bop your teammates and give them armor, right?
I don't remember the specifics of it, but
Huh?
You
I
can't.
remember that you can just bonk your teammates and start healing them. Hold on.
I love that.
Now I might be a VTuber, and I don't have full arm tracking yet. But what I was saying when bonking, I was moving my hand like a bonk. Nobody could see anything. It's okay. Gliz is going to the bathroom. Okay, all players are in the lobby, but players are going to the bathroom. So hopefully we get in soon. I'm not sure if we are gonna. Yeah, they're calling for the map ban and the map
Here's
pick.
how the perk works, by the way. Found out. So you can restore armor health to allies. That's what it says. It doesn't state how much. It just says you restore armor health to allies.
So
Huh.
does it only
So
apply to allies with armor?
I'm assuming so.
Okay, interesting.
So now you could actually go up to a Rhine and hit them and repair their armor. Or play next to a Brig and just hit the Brig, repair their armor.
Interesting.
So
Could be interesting in the Rhine 1v1, you never know.
It's not so much a Rhine run 1v1 if you have a Torbjorn on the Reinhardt's butt trying to bop him healing.
Two mans with hammers versus another two mans with hammers, you know? It's the hammer war.
It's just I'm just a little guy healing my big Reinhardt guy. Yeah. Map bans not happened yet. Cork is trying to call for it to happen. We are currently floating Samoa, but I 100% don't think that is going to be the map that anybody has played. One of the more interesting maps being played yesterday, or that we saw from Mount St. Mary's, which was Oasis. Wasn't ready for that, but it was quite an interesting map. Probably gonna go what? Ilios, knowing these two teams? Probably.
I completely forgot they each told me the maps that they were banning.
That,
Yeah, I forgot.
That's crazy.
that's crazy.
Alright, we get Lijiang ban out first, though. So that leaves the other maps.
Which is Samoa.
Bro, I don't know the maps off the top of my head. I'll be honest. Last time I was asked to pick the map, I completely forgot.
We're going to Ilios. Just watch. Niagara's gonna pick Ilios.
Map names. No, can't do
Have it
that.
open on the side.
I'm popping it up. Lots of love in the chat from the Mares team to Niagara.
Oh my god, hi Maris. Oh my god. I love you all.
Shout out to Dax real quick, who probably will be joining me on the cast tomorrow for the Ryder Manhattan game at 9 p.m. So keep an eye out for that. Typically I would say this at the end, but since we have a little bit of downtime, might as well shout that out to tomorrow's game already.
Oh,
I'm excited for that game as well. I want to see how that one's gonna go too.
Yeah, like I was saying before, I think you joined. Just barely outside that top four, these teams are really gunning, and the gatekeeper that is Manhattan. If Ryder can make like any headway into that game, like it's gonna prove that they have what it takes to try to get at the top three. But the top three consists of Maris, Quinny, and Mount St. Mary's. Those are the scary, scary ones. Manhattan is just barely in there, in my opinion, but they are doing a good job at keeping everyone else out.
I love the top three teams. I love them all.
Wow, not Manhattan.
I love Manhattan. Manhattan is actually my favorite team in the match.
Wait. No. I love Manhattan too. I promise.
Man,
I promise.
yeah, sure.
I love Manhattan because they're so close that I get to see them in person every time I have a match.
Aw,
Oh,
that's
do you
nice.
guys actually do that?
Yeah, like I got to see all the cuties.
Oh, I'm jealous. Sienna's up. Actually, no, I can't even complain. Sienna's close to some places, but not a lot. At least we're not in Niagara, off in nowhere, you know?
It's definitely fun when you have that experience with people in the area, though.
Yeah.
Sadly, Ryder is in the
Missing
middle of
missing
nowhere.
AC already. May AC rest in peace. Shout out Mac.
Why couldn't AC be canceled, next year, not this year,
Imagine they bring it back. I'd be so tilted.
If they bring it back the year after, I graduate, I'm going to lose it. Not really, but I'm going to lose it.
Oh man, speaking of graduating, we have so many teams.
There's a lot of people graduating this year.
Shout out to all the seniors.
Good luck to all the non-seniors. Hopefully, y'all stay for the Overwatch and not all end up on Marvel Rivals. We are not sponsored. We are not sponsored by Overwatch, so we could say all the stuff we want about this game.
Both games are good.
They both have their unique feels to them.
And that's what makes them fun. I won't lie, I've put my hours into Marvel Rivals recently. Like hella hours. Super fun game. But there's just an aspect of Marvel Rivals that makes it goofy. compared to like Overwatch has a more competitive scene. And that's what I think separates the two is the competitive sides of the games.
I do agree. I don't play much for Rivals, but like everyone I talk to is like, "Yay, it's so goofy, so silly. I don't feel very competitive." And then Overwatch is like, comp.
It's like a 9 to 5 job.
Literally, I was playing like 9 to 5 this today. Ooh. I need a new hobby, guys.
I was at the gym and then I popped it to call and life was crashing out.
Listen, it wasn't my fault. That game I was losing was not my fault. The game after, though, that was probably my fault. But the previous game, not my fault. After all, never blame yourself, blame everyone else around you.
Holy.
Oh.
I said it was going to be Ilios from the start, but they just say it now. Bro,
I've been
this
sitting here for a bit for it. But it's okay.
your stream is canceled. No, just kidding.
I love these two teams. So talkative. My
Talkative
prediction.
in tab, but not very active right now.
True. I hope this goes to map 5, but my prediction is 3-1 Ryder winning. I love you, Niagara, but my gut is telling me. Please prove me wrong. I beg.
Yikes.
I know. Oh, in we go.
Yeah, we finally.
I mean, as an Iona player, I won't lie, I kind of have to root, like, no matter what, I would still be rooting for Ryder, but I still think the Niagara people are amazing.
Oh, 100%. I'm rooting for both. I love them both. I love Saturday. I love Event. I love Sappy. I love Glizzy. Don't know if I can love Dom after
the only thing I wish would be when Niagara decided to make their meme, if they just cropped out Made With Me Matic, I would have been satisfied. But
bro, Niagara's Instagram page is popping.
I really enjoyed the meme, but the Made With Me Matic just like killed me inside, I'm not gonna lie.
Made Matic.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot. I got shown that meme. No skins. Oh no. Everybody wants skins.
Usually everyone's okay with skins. Spend $40 on a Juno skin. Oh, that's crazy.
Wild. I got a high chat. Not that it's a problem necessarily per se.
Niagara's not coming out on the hazard, guys. Or the Junkrat.
We're actually gonna get a lead with the what's it called? The Ramatra.
As well.
Ramatra is kind of interesting. Immediately going to be looking to take this point with the speed and that TP. Not going to allow Ryder to actually push in. They kind of want them to do so, to walk into these punches, but point's not unlocked for another 10 seconds, so it's just going to be a poke battle until then. These knives are going to... However, Cork is going to be making his way onto that point, bringing Saturday extremely low, and I think the bleed initially is what's going to bring him down low enough for him to get one more shot and get the kill. Glizzy Lizard around the corner. Cork was looking for it and just immediately pokes his head in, pops his shot, and backs up, playing his positioning extremely well, but not poorly enough to get knocked out by the Dominator on that Mei to keep him out.
That was a really great fight by Ryder there. Cork getting the good picks, coming in and then cleaning up right after. We saw Sire Sappy out by himself, but now we have a stall fight here top. Looking to use any cooldowns. I don't see anything coming out on either side, but we have Matrix.
But Event is actually going to get the pick immediately onto Ryan, just eventually slowing him down and catching him out with those arms. Mr. Slippery Frogman, you have to use your mobility around these walls in order to succeed. But Ryder turnover, give up the point, they give up one kill and they don't progress any further. They respect their opponent, but Sir Sappy does not respect theirs, puts a bullet into Laser's head. Not even actually the head, no headshot there this time around. Corked on the back end. Glizzy Wizard actually getting the better of her Lucio counterpart right now. Finding that pick back onto Ryan. That's 2 fights in a row where Ryan is the first to be picked. But the rest of the Rider just play it slow. Don't go in. They won't give up any more ult charges. They won't be taken down, giving up free fights. The Kitsune is going to come out, and right now Kowalski looking to open up this fight. That placement is kind of strange for Cork, but Cork doesn't need it. He's going straight onto point. Has that ultimate available, and he's going to use it. Takes out 3 with that healing, or takes 3 healing down. But May is one of them, and Saturday is actually going to bleed off point. Right now Dominator is going to be left. And Sir Sappy going to get staggered. And Ryder are going to flip this point back over, giving up only 61% so far. So both these teams still have a good amount of fights in them for this point.
We have ult economy pretty even as well. Ryder with three ults, and coming in here with Niagara has 5. So Niagara has to use these ults here to take point, and we'll see how it plays out.
Probably the May ultimate is going to be put down onto point as soon as Cork shows his face. I do think that is going to be the ideal situation. Event is getting dangerously low. Not respecting that Sojourn skill. Don't know what it's called off the top of my head, but it does a lot more damage than you would like to believe it does. Right now, Dominator is being the target. If he goes down, he will not have this immediately for the fight, but Event is going to be popping that ulti, and Cork is just going to be playing his walls in order to try to survive and not go down, but eventually he does. It doesn't matter, but Lasers is picking up a lot of kills right now. Kowalski finding the first pick of that fight and finding the final one onto Event.
I won't lie, that was really huge from Ryder there. Using Laser's ult over there and grabbing the picks, cleaning up. Event really well played with the ults coming in, but we still have 4 ults on the side of Niagara.
Need to do something. Grizz and Ryguy having theirs right now. Beat Blade is a common phrase, but how often is it truly used? The satellite vector is going to be locked in, and Ryguy is going to get the better Dominator. That May ultimate, which is pretty big, is not going to be used at all for this fight. Right now, Grizz is on the outside looking to do some damage, but is not going to get found out just yet. Cork trying to get in there, but is not going to find his axe, so he's not going to get the healing he needs. He is dire. He is looking for it. He needs the health, and Kowalski actually TP's out. Blade is not committed, and right now, Ryder need to regroup and take this one last fight. This is all that they have, but the ult economy is still in the favor of Niagara, but not for long, as Kowalski is actually close on theirs, and Cork is very close to his.
We could see these Beat Blade coming out soon, maybe, but we've been holding this for a while, so let's see what plays out here with Kowalski on top. Or sorry, not Kowalski, Grizzy going in with the Blade popping.
Blade is going to come out, and so the Blade keeping him alive, but that finally the May ultimate is going to be shut down. Ryguy, the Kitsune is going to guide the side of Cork, but his ultimate is going to come down and is going to be taking out 1, finding 2. The blades are crazy, or the axes, keeping himself alive as much as he can. The healing is insanity in my opinion, and right now all that remains is a certain little Juno flying around looking to get onto point. All she's going to do is get in there with the torpedoes, and it's not going to find anything except for her spawn room right now, as Ryder look to take Lighthouse. They take Lighthouse 99 to 100. So Niagara not going down easily for this one.
That was an amazing first first round. Like, I can't even lie. Both teams fighting aggressively, using ults essentially equally most of the time. Definitely holding ults on some sides, but overall fights were really good. Picks were very important in each fight. Earlies. God.
Ryder,
just beautiful.
Ryder being the better team in using the ultimates, in my opinion. Being caught with like 4 to 5 ultimates for more than one fight for the side of Niagara is a little much in my opinion. But at the I feel like
Is Ringer complimenting Ryder right now?
No, I'm more like bashing Niagara.
Oh, that's so mean.
But yes.
No, both teams are using ult very well. Like, I can't lie.
Yeah.
Here we're trying for the first pick as well from both teams. Niagara choosing to play underneath the Lighthouse, and Ryder on the other side. Might have a bit of ring around the rosy going on here.
Flip the map. The Ryder Classic. Except it's no Reinhardt. It's not me on Reinhardt this time flipping the map.
No contesting on the point there, kind of just giving it to Ryder.
Kind of interesting.
Still looking for this opening pick, but the opening pick has been found by Sire Sappy.
Oop.
See if we can have a push, but oh my god, Ryan knocks off Event with the boop. That's crazy boop.
I did not see that. I was trying to flick through the characters and sadly I missed it. Wish I saw that.
There's gonna be more.
But right
The
now,
Ryder's still holding strong here
yeah,
as well.
a very slow fight. Once the vent went down, nothing major is being forced. Just waiting for event to come on, and he's actually gonna pulled onto point immediately. But he's not pulled on too far enough where he can't just disengage with this team. Ryder playing it. Oh my god, the boop!
Oh my god!
Glizzy Lizard with the pull with the boop, getting the kill onto Corked, and right now that's gonna open it up for them. And Niagara's just gonna
That's a fair trade in boops concerning tanks here on both sides, I won't lie.
I switched to Corked and watched him fall that time. I saw the whole stream get to see him fall down. Hopefully he can clip that, put it in his montage of sadness. But yes.
Well, we have Ryder regrouping here. Niagara's still playing underneath that lighthouse, that closed ground, but Cork is coming in here with an, not even half an ult. Oh wait, I thought he had ult. Well, we have Event coming up with ult in here. He can also pop it soon. Maybe take out the Ryder team with it, but we use the satellite vector instead.
I like how Corked initially engaged on that fight, knowing that there is a Mei in there. He goes out the side door, not sticking around to get walled off by Mei. He knew it was going to go, and it did, and he eventually disengaged immediately. Laser's popping the ultimate to try to find multiple targets, but instead all she finds is one. Cork finding the vent, and Sir Sappy returning the favor for his tank player, but it doesn't matter as Lasers is going to be around here on the outside, picking up two, picking up actually a third at the end of the day, and Grizz is looking for Sir Sappy, and he finally finds it.
They're so even.
It's very nice to watch. Both teams looking for one singular pick, and off that one pick they try to engage again. It's just beautiful.
It's perfection.
Once again, another slow engage from Ryder. They just keep peeking their heads out, playing cover as best as they can. Look for a hook, look for a pull, look to collapse, and then immediately go. Cork is going to go into the backline. The blade is going to be coming out, but it's not going to be finding much except for the spawn room of him. This time, Grizz not having a good blade this time around, but Cork is actually going to be avenging him by going onto Sir Sappy, but that's all he's going to find immediately. This fight is going to become a neutral once again, but Kowalski is going to be ulting here to stop event. Oh my god, almost TPing off the point, but Glizzy Wizard is going to get the better of Cork once again, booping him off the point. But event is also going to go off, so it doesn't matter. The trades are insane with the boops. You boop my tank, I boop yours. Ryan loves this fight right now, but this is what this final fight is all that mattered for Niagara. Dominator coming back on the Tracer to try to stall the fight, and right now Glizzy Wizard might get a boop or two, and she does actually. I did not see it at the last second, but Event couldn't get onto point. I was watching for Kowalski's POV that entire time. Event tries to come back onto point at the last second, but he's not able to get it, and because of that, Ryder is going to secure it. All of Ilios.
The amount of humongous boops that game was utterly insane.
I don't want Cork play of the game right now. Give me a montage of the Lucio's booping. Give me both of them.
I think both Lucios there played a humongous game. Whoever booped off who, and there was boop trading on the tanks perfectly. Continuing team fights, ult usage there was really well from both teams. We saw, sadly, that, or not sadly, we saw Blade get frozen by Mail and then taken out. But then that extended fight turned into Kitsune popping, and as Kitsune came out, they just kept fighting with enough time for the rest of the team to recover and then find more picks, and that's how Ryder essentially took that point. It was crazy. I'm glazing too much, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I find it, the one thing which I will glaze a little bit more, I find it good that in the past games I have streamed, and it's not just Ryder, it also applied to any team I've streamed, so Quinny and Mount St. Mary's, but every time a Kiriko has ulted, it's almost has always gone poorly for the Kiriko's team. However, Ryder is actually utilizing it to full advantage and getting the best usage out of this. Yeah, I remember some Iono gameplay with the Kiriko ulti. It just never went good for you guys for some reason. You Kiriko ult, it was basically into your own desk. But right now, Kowalski getting the call to pop, what is the actual name of it?
Kitsune?
Yeah, I've heard Cork's comms before. He's just saying, can we Kitsu now? He's definitely calling for it. Kowalski is just popping it, and it is being used effectively by the backline specifically of Ryder, because Cork half the time will be pushing up way out of it and not really getting the full benefit other than that speed boost to rush him actually into the backline of Niagara. So it's kind of good right now. So I can't see the comms. I can't hear the comms. I just know they're doing good this time around for Ryder. So good job there.
It's a great just round one in general. I really love the way Niagara's playing as well. They're holding their corners. They're like bunkering down, and they're looking for that opening pick to then have a speed boost onto the team. I think there might be here and there, but that's on both sides, and you can't really stop that when it's high intensity fights all the time.
Ooh, are we going to Kings? Kings Row?
That'd be very interesting. What I do want to see is the Hazard come out. I really enjoyed Event's Hazard when he played it against Iona. I thought it was really cool. But at the same time, it's Hazard, is what most people say.
Event
I kind of want to see it come out.
Event has been big on that Hazard gameplay for as long as he's been out. Event playing the new characters. He was a Malga player when Malga came out. He's now a Hazard player, but it's kind of a surprise to see him on what's it called? Ramatra.
I won't lie. The most fun I had in Overwatch was when Malga was meta.
Do you
Seriously?
do you like pain?
What?
There's just something about like big gun shoot. It's just interesting, you know?
Just big gun shoot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Any game.
Big gun shoot. I do have to flip the scoreboard. Please give me a second. Flip. Why do I feel like my scoreboard reflipped? Yeah. What the heck? Wait.
Is that right? Wait, what?
It's right now, but I feel like it flipped at some point. The fact that I had to flip it back because I know I flipped it for the first map because Ryder was on the left. Now I'm confused. Now I'm hecka confused. Anyway, let me fix the budget scoreboard. So for anybody who is unaware, technically everybody, for some reason the website has not updated, so there was no official Ryder Niagara game for this week. So I had to go steal the original like week 1 scoreboard and stuff. So it's kind of filled out right now, so I have to budgetly fix that. It's
Beans.
I definitely think that League OS integration is really good.
I'm
It's really
very
cool to see.
I'm gonna speak about our previous leagues and stuff. It was kind of strange coming from a league that streamed every game across the league. Was impressive. Then we went to another league that streamed like 1 game a week, which was kind of sad. Now we get no game streamed, but the amount of stuff that they provide me in order to create these streams, it feels good. Like I'm not even mad at that point because you enable. I'm not a student, but you can enable students and other people within like the school's community to create streams like this. Anyway, Kings Row. so good job NECC/League OS, whoever technically is the one about this. Ooh, Sir Sappy looking at the low ground to try to get kills onto Cork, but it lasers from the high ground is going to be finding the kill onto him. But Cork getting slowed by that May is going to get caught out by the Hazard/Glizzy Wizard herself. So
we did get to see the Hazard come out. That's pretty fire, and the Hazard definitely ran down Cork like crazy there. We saw him peel back, Suzu was used, and then after Suzu was used, he just dived right back in and kept walking down.
5 minutes and 37 seconds on the clock for the second push. Niagara looking to dominate immediately. That Hazard pick is very devastating against Ryder.
Both teams fighting in the L. Still, again, it's about this first pick every time that we look at this fight. They're looking for this initial pick. After they get that initial pick, they start rushing each other down.
For some reason, Dominator was brought, I guess, low in the backline that he actually had to burn Ice Block. I don't know if he's gonna have that for the upcoming fight, but he will at this rate. But kind of a useful util to burn out. Maybe if Ryder was further up, they could have collapsed on him.
We do have ult up here.
Downpour is going to come down immediately and is going to be locking down one. That one is going to be Ryguy, but he is going to get healed as best as he can. Supports, but it doesn't matter if all the damage from Niagara is going to come through and eventually bring him down. Initially only finding 3, but Lasers is the final kill to be found.
That Hazard in that tight corridor there is kind of difficult to run around. They got stuck in the corner, died, and walked on. Still great plays by Niagara overall. We still see them holding up front, and they never dropped back even once. Kept holding W.
Kitsune is going to be burned
both
this time.
Kitsunes coming out.
Yeah, both Kitsunes overlapping each other, making Venn diagrams of some sorts. But right now the beat is going to come out for both of these teams to keep them alive. But right now we see Niagara actually getting kind of the better of Ryder. But the Blade is going to come out to try to secure this fight in the favor of Ryder. And right now Vent and Sir Sappy is going to be holding down this point as best they can. Grizzly with no health and a dream. That dream is to win this fight, and he is going to find the better of Event. Junker Queen. Grizz needs to grab the HP, but he's like, he doesn't want to leave Cork to die here, and eventually he still does. Sir Sappy jumping down to get that kill, but Ryder has regrouped and is able to hold this point off. Sir Sappy with the ultimate can use this once Event rejoins the fight, but Event is very close to his ultimate as well, so it's not going to go well for Ryder. Ryder not being anywhere near their ultimate as Event does rejoin the fight. The what's it called? The Sojourner does get burned, and immediately is going to be looking for more to get found. Event finds a third. Right now Grizz is on the point trying to sustain, and now Cork is going to be trying to live his life and burn down this timer, but 3 minutes remain, and they're going to get more. 4 minutes and 30 seconds remain on the clock.
That stagger fight was humongous.
Ooh! A change? A diva? A rarity? But that
Lead swapping over the comp.
Laser is actually swapping also over off that Sojourn. And Grizz no longer on the Genji. This is a full team swap. No more Kiriko as well. We're gonna see the Ana to try to shut down this Hazard. His survivability is kind of insane, but when he goes in, if he gets anti, he's going to be running scared a little bit more, being forced to put up that arm. But right now, Cork going into this Mei is not ideal. I don't think that character is planned for this composition to be used up against. Right now, just a long-winded fight, but Downpour is going to come in, try to end Cork's life, as he was probably very close to getting his mech back. But it doesn't matter, as he is going to get killed off at the last second. Grizz trying to rush onto point to try to stall it some more, but he is going to be going down himself. Right now, Ryder with 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Both spawn doors being blocked off. Cork trying to fly to point, but that Mei Ice is going to come out and just deny any kind of push. But Cork living. Zero Suit Diva doing her best to try to keep this point alive and running. Is going to buy time for Ryder to get in here. The beat is going to come through, but is it going to matter? He's too far removed from the point that point 2 meters is going to be captured, even with the beat. And right now,
that was an amazing walk down to see from Niagara. You saw them looking for the opening pick every time. After they got the opening pick, they just kept walking. Ryder kept holding S instead of W, try and get a fight on, and Cart just being consistently pushed. I don't think I saw Cart stop in one place, except for that last fight on second.
Their Mei was a beautiful payload princess.
no, it is true.
So pretty.
And we're seeing, back to the Queen, no longer on the Diva.
Why do we have skids off? Turn them on! I just noticed that again.
They don't enjoy happiness.
What do you mean?
What are your guys' thoughts on this game so far? Since we got 14 seconds here.
It is just...
It's bringing me so much joy.
I was going to say, if Niagara carries this going through the rest of the games, then Life's prediction is going to be reversed and 3-1 Niagara. But they
Nuh-uh.
really need to keep up this tempo and this kind of gameplay in order to beat Ryder, because last game was a little too even, but always in the favor of Ryder. Right now, this game is super aggressive in the favor of Niagara, but they just need to keep it going. Perks reset between side swaps?
Perks reset between side swaps.
Okay.
So we're starting fresh again here from no perks. I can't really see what perks that either team is equipping, unfortunately. If I did, then I'd be talking about them more. But
if you, what's it called? If you like look at each player, it will show their little icons at the bottom right when they do have them equipped. So if you know, if you know by icon, then you can comment. But that's only if you know all the icons. I don't.
I've been trying to hold tab.
You cannot. Yeah, welcome to spectator mode in not Marvel Rivals. You get very limited information over here.
But this is still a good push from Ryder here. Unfortunately, they're down to just Grizz on point, so they're gonna have to back up and have another fight.
Grizz almost.
But that was a really good elongated fight.
Grizz risking his life there because like he didn't even get a ticket, but he did dash out immediately. But Dominator finds the head of Kowalski, and she's gonna go down, turning back to her team or her spawn, and now she just needs to. Now all of Ryder are just waiting for her to regroup with her. Looking to go in here. Nope, just playing it slow, looking for the picks. They bring down Sir Sappy, but that man has mobility, legs to bring him back into the doorway. Potentially back to the high ground.
Genji on the high ground as well, but Event sees that and tries to chase him out. Still playing around for this first initial pick. We have Queen on bottom as well. In bottom of the house. It's just so split. You can't really tell what's going on right now. Each one's having their own individual fights.
Oh!
They want that on a dead.
And Grizz is trying to sleep for it, taking a quick nap. I know it's late right now, Grizz, but now's not the time.
That is a cooldown gone on the side of Niagara, so if Ryder can look for an opening here, they can go in. Still playing for this first initial pick.
Phasers with that ultimate might be...
Can they find it?
Oh!
They found it.
Kowalski is going to be the first initial pick, but right now Ryder is going to be trying to get in here to try to do as much damage as they can, but the downpour is what's going to lock Cork away from going back to his team. Right now, Grizz trying his best to do everything he can to do something, but instead, once again, returning to his spawn, returning everybody to spawn. Event is doing a good job at that.
So I see Lasers actually went for the 45 more damage than the 50 more charge on Railgun. And in my opinion, that's a better choice because you can finish a target off like that and get the extra charge shot in if you shoot your charge shot early. I know the other option that most people tend to go for is the sticky bomb. I've had fun experiences with the sticky bombs, just sticking them onto people and watching them walk into their teammates. Have you guys had any experiences with those perks yet, or not really?
I have used the Soldier one specifically, and I've been having fun with that. I'm bad with Railgun, so I opt in for the bigger magazine. But that's just because I'm bad. And it really depends if I'm going up against like a bigger tank where I do the sticky. And it's really fun to just stick it on a target and watch them either dive into you and eat so much damage or dive back to their teammates and feed more ult charge. However, I'm not going to get value with the ult charge because I'm just bad like that. But it's still fun.
And when Ryder here has taken point, they're pushing it up slowly, causing Niagara to drop back. We're going to go back to this L over here is going to be where the main fight is going to happen, in my opinion. Unless Niagara decides to start pushing up right now and use an ult. It doesn't seem like it.
If May Ultimate does come down, I'm pretty sure it's going to bait out Cork's ult so you can try to stay alive and do something with it. But right now, Grizz going to the high ground. Speaking of May Ultimate, and that Cork is immediately going to ult to try to survive and stay out of it. They're going to find three. Grizz finding the better of two players right now, dominating an Event. Event is trying to get onto that backline, but the backline is currently with Cork. So really, is this a backline? Oop, the knife is going to be placed into the top of the May Ice Block to try to get her as she comes out of it. I've jokingly done that once before, and it kind of works, but not in this case.
So had a really huge pick there on Lasers as well. Lasers here with OC, so when she gets back, we might see an OC coming out. But they kill the Event, and they're going to just keep pushing and taking that space. Hopefully they're going to try and hold around this corner here because Lucio does have that 15% increased boop.
Oh my god, not the boop! Speaking of poops.
And we definitely want to see this Kiri having the double TP. That double TP is definitely really good for just TPing in quick Suzu. We do see the Kitsune coming out with the OC. And a Blade in the backline as well. OC trade coming in. But the Blade is cleaning up the backline real quick.
Wondering what
But it was a great comeback.
Wondering what Grizz's perk does. Is the Blade icon with like something?
There's two. There's one that gives you 30% lifesteal, and I think it was that one. Because Grizz lived a pretty long time there. I saw him slashing right around on the back of the line, but he couldn't seem to secure a kill. Meanwhile, we had an OC trade-off, and Event just managed to happen to find the picks, and so they were able to be pushed back.
Oh,
but then Event died up early, and we got a touch over by Ryder. Since Nair kept falling back, we had Ryder push up and actually take the point here since it was already so close.
Sojourn was being very aggressive, trying to force them away, and it actually worked successfully. I actually was actively watching Blazers as she took her second perk, opting in for that one that gives her more a double slide mobility as opposed to the sticky nade, which is the funnier one. So looking for that mobility to stay alive, especially against this Hazard who goes crazy on the drop. But the Hazard is going to be ulting to try to get some kills here. The Nano is going to come out to keep him big and strong. But the, what's it called?
Slept on the Queen ult.
Sleep on the Queen ult, but Ryan is going to be popping the beat to keep his team alive. Nobody dies until Ryder finds the picks. Finally, 1, 2, 3, 4, and all that's left. That boop almost gets him off the map, but it's not going to be enough. But Ryder is going to get a team kill, and they're going to be looking to run it down. They do not have any way of blocking these doors, but the Horse is going to be returning to this fight instead of the Hazard.
Bork is kind of isolated here by himself. He might get picked off early. His team has to come in and help him out if they want to secure this point.
Cork being picked off early is not going to happen when he has all that HP on his side. It doesn't matter. Cork identifies that there is a squishy off in the corner and ignores the Horse. But
damn, that was a good take.
Oh,
Immort coming in. Is the Baptiste going to touch? They have to get the Immort.
And they eventually do,
Now
but
Juno's sitting there, coming in with Tracer as well. Tracer's going to have that recall to get herself back onto point, but does not get it in time. And we have 1 minute for Ryder and 3 minutes for Niagara.
Dom just jumped off the map.
by accident?
No, on purpose. He recalled and then blinked twice off the map to the side.
So I did see lasers get Orisa charged off the edge actually at the end of the fight there as well. It was pretty funny.
Oh my god.
What, like spin to win off the point?
Yeah. Like into the pit.
Yeah. Dig a rip for laser.
That was really well played though overall. Both teams with heavy momentum. Ryder just had to find that momentum, and then once they found the momentum after first point, they just kept it going straight down.
Very good momentum up until that third point where it got slowed down just a little bit, but not enough for to stop them 100%. Enough time. I did not see what the actual time they ended on, but due to this game mode rules, they do get rounded up to a minute as long as they did have time on the clock. So yeah, Niagara gets a little bit of extra time as like differential compensation, whatever the heck you want to call it. Whatever Ryder gained to go up to a minute, Niagara also gains, leaving them at 30 minutes and 22 seconds. But since they have the more time, they are actually going to be the defenders first. So yeah, Ryder needs to do what they just did, but do it better, because they really got stopped on this first push a little bit. Taking a lot of time to find the picks to even open it up.
I've heard that once you're in overtime and it hits overtime, like 0 seconds here or something, you instantly go to level 3. I'm not sure how true that is, but that's something I've heard.
But I see that these players are currently level 3. So they keep...
So in OT you do go to level 3, which is very interesting to see here.
I'm assuming that players get to keep perk between like overtime rounds, but not between main rounds, if that makes sense. But yeah, Niagara doing a good job at getting a pick and not allowing Ryder to get into this point immediately. So right now, Ryder only has 5 seconds to do something. Finally touching his point, and Court... Okay, thank God he does not get off the point over 3 seconds, because I felt like they were going to like C9 it that per se. But Grit,
That was huge. Event launched into Kowalski, getting the kill on Kowalski, but we're fighting still for the point. Looking for the hazard if possible. And Event's trying to hold his own. Now we have just the Mei on point. We can cap the point here and move forward.
but now Ryder cannot get off the point. They cannot leave it whatsoever. This is really going to be a brawl. And all, like, Niagara needs to do is, like, because Ryder, I was going to say, Ryder is going to be stuck on this point, and with Event having downpour, they're going to be stuck on the ground as well. Dominator with the ultimate to just either get them away or lock them up. Like, Ryder's not going to get this pretty far. So they have what is most likely going to be a 3-minute and 22-second hold ahead of them. But right now, Grizz trying to open up this fight. Finding a pick onto Sir Sappy is going to be Ryan, and Saturday is also going to fall. So actually, this is definitely going to go a little further. They know what they have to do, and that is make sure Niagara does not have a chance at stopping them in doing so. But right now, I think Sojourn has to be Payload Princess because of this. But Downpour is a very scary ultimate. When that go call is made, Event is going to go in and not going to stop until they're all dead.
This is going to be a huge ult. He's waiting for them to get around this corner into this just tight white line, and then once they get into this line, it's going to be ult.
In 3, 2, 1, ultimate. There it is, exactly on call, as that's going to come through, and eventually right now.
They do find the pick on lasers. They trade out to Sojourn. We hear a Mei ult and another Kitsune. Both Kitsune's out. We're holding Beat here. Beat comes out, hits both the Genji, which saves his life. Fighting here. January 1 HP healed up. Cork not having any ult. We have the blade come out from Grizzy. Mei no cryo. Grizzy finds the Mei. Turn everyone on Advent. We have Sire Sappy coming in actually with the OC on the regroup here as well to take an off point if possible, but has to wait for his team.
Life, I want to take a quick note. This man said January.
Did I say January?
You said January?
No way.
You said January during that entire fight after like the initial hazard ultimate.
I didn't mean to say January. My bad.
I'm like, are you referring to Event? You said January full health, something along those lines. Anyway, lasers with the ultimate to counter Sir Sappy themselves. I feel like we're going to hear double OC go out at the same time to just counter each other. Right now, Saturday in a very dangerous position, going to be brought pretty low, and Ryan is going to be one that actually finishes them off. This ends now from both sides, but right now Sir Sappy finding two, Glizzy Lizard finding a third, and Blazers finding the better of her counterpart. And right now, all that's remaining, all that there to heal her is going to be the payload. But Cork in a battle with Dominator is going to dash to keep himself alive against that wall. He can LOS this Mei ultimate, but it doesn't matter. He does get frozen, but Kowalski appears at the last second to try to stall this point out. Right, guys, right there. And Ryder is going to get a little bit more progress during this fight. Right now, it's very crazy. Event has to pop that ultimate, and it scares people away. But Laser slides in at the last second to try to save the day. Ryder gets finally headshotted, and all that remains is Cork, but he is too slow. But with a very strong push, 5 points and 32 meters under their belt, Ryder, with 1 minute, take it this far, leaving Niagara actually in a pretty dangerous spot. 3 minutes and 22 seconds. They can do it. They basically did it the last time, but Ryder is not going to let them do it again, I hope. We'll see.
That was absolutely insane. Every fight there from the end of second point all the way to where it ended was just insanity. Every player down to their literal like limits on HP.
Oh, Ryder just sliding in and off of that point, being forced off, but then somebody else coming in was impressive.
I'm
Yeah,
surprised,
Kowalski with the TP there. at
That
the
was
end,
crazy.
getting that touch to extend the point just by like even 2-3 meters.
Oh, hey, speaking of January.
Yo, I can't believe I did that. That's so funny though. I swear in my head I was saying Event.
We'll go back and clip it.
Please do.
I'm gonna hide chat, even though nobody's been saying anything. This has been what the heck? I had the left camera click onto a character and I'm getting some weird shots.
Oh, that's wall already gone.
Sir Sappy coming out with aggression, looking for some heads of the enemy team, which is Ryder. Event being pulled in, but then dashing himself out. That was kind of interesting to see. Had like a back and forth going on there.
See, I think they're just waiting for cooldowns right here.
Ooh, the MAAC's wall comes out to try to level, like catch out Cork, but he's in a good position and he has speed to keep himself alive. Right now, Ryder just needs to bide their time, but the problem is Cork is going to be going down a minute into this fight immediately. Now Ryder is on the bad side of town as they are going to get walled off and pushed into a corner with Event with this hazard. He's going to climb this wall and not going to let lasers go easily. However, the rocket legs is going to keep her safe.
Very good push by Niagara, playing Ring Around the Rosie around the pedestal the entire time, then isolating Cork, then taking him out and pushing on a point right after was really well played. Lasers did get out really well using the boost legs here, and we're going to try and take space again. Green going in, getting walled off by Hazard, but no push on it.
Cork opting into that. Shout gives increased reload speed. Watching him reload faster was like, ooh, interesting. Don't know how much of value that has over the other perk, because I do not remember what the alternate perk is. But yeah, he's opting into that reload speed.
Wait, we have ults coming up here too, all 10 ults, almost that brings us here. Cork low on HP, having 2 peel here.
But so was Event. He really committed to try to take him out, but doesn't go anybody's way. But Kowalski going to be popping that Kitsune to try to take out some players right now. Cork is going to get the better of the Event. And right now, Saturday taken to the sky, popping that ultimate. Satellite Vector is going to be locked. Dominator getting the better of lasers, but Cork is going to return the favor onto Sir Sappy. And Saturday turns his head for one brief moment, and Kowalski puts a kunai in it.
So ults traded are very even here. Both teams still having almost the exact same amount of ults, just down 1 support all each. Niagara wants to look here for an opening pick, and then after that opening pick, hopefully just continue walking down. But Ryder seems to be giving them the space to be able to actually continue walking down here.
We're gonna wait for them to turn this corner. Sir Sappy needs to pop that ultimate when he finds his opening. Going for that sticky as opposed to his counterpart on lasers, but Blade is gonna be what comes through and gets the kill. Sir Sappy does not find anything, but still pulls onto his ultimate. And right now, Event is on the run, trying to keep himself alive. The big, scary man is not so scary when you ain't got no team. Being brought extremely low. Cork ultimates to try to secure that kill, but it wasn't necessarily needed as it was used at the last second. It also potentially was used to get him out, but he actually runs up on a wall, but it doesn't go bad. So perfectly, it's good, apparently, to some people. Sadly, Cork, that was not the best.
We do have a higher ult economy here as well on Niagara. Niagara can use their ults to kind of walk in here. Lasers still having their ult, and we still have beat in play. But Event's here trying to come in looking for a play. They find the OC duel up top.
Not gonna find any
Lasers
kills.
Back away.
Right now, Ryder respecting their opponents. As soon as the ultimates come out, they are not going to be engaging. They're going to be playing their walls. But the May ultimate is going to come out to try to deny anything. But Ryan is going to be popping that beat to keep himself alive. But Cork is actually going to be the one that falls. All that remains is no tank for the side of Ryder, and they're going to be trying their best to stop this push. Maybe their choice is to regroup and just hold them off from this third point. Kowalski trying to do her best to stay alive, but might ultimately be staggering herself. And eventually, that kill does come through. And now, one final spot, one final push. Third point is all that remains between these two teams. Both of them have the potential to win this map. But who is going to play it right? Glizzy Wizard with that ultimate. Kowalski almost with hers. I think it's going to go in the way of Ryder if that Kitsune comes out and it's used properly.
We do have beat in the question for Glizzy, then coming up on orbit. Both those ults very impactful to the game here. But is Ryder not going to touch the point here? They touch the point in just the last seconds. They have to try and hold here. Here comes the satellite. Here comes the event ult as well.
How does event ult not hit Cork? I'm confused about that.
He got Suzu'd out, but then there's another Suzu in play. Just Cork on point, but the beat is able to carry the team to victory here. We do have a Blade coming out. Blade swings, trying to play his best life here. Grizzy gets a kill. Still swinging, unfortunately dies, and now it is game for Niagara here.
This map going to Niagara, extending us to a map 4 already. Why we have to have such a good game at such a late time? Oh my
Oh
god.
my goodness, this is
Very good control from the side of Ryder. They're playing almost kind of perfectly. They're as soon as ultimates come out, they play their walls, they play their positions, they know not to engage. They understand if they wait it out, they will have the best chance of winning that fight. However, in that fight for second point, Niagara staggered their ultimates. So like as Sir Sappy's ultimate wears out, Ryder starts to funnel back in, and because of that, Dominator pops the May ultimate, catching two, specifically Corked and not no, and also the Kiriko. So denying heals and killing Corked real quick just allowed Niagara to continue that point. And just
yeah.
due to the lack of ultimates that Ryder had coming into that last fight, it was very difficult for them to like do anything and hold off that third point. And those
We did
two
we
support
did get
ultimates
those
from
ults.
Niagara really went well for them at the end.
Yeah, both those ults from Niagara there at the end were amazing. The support ults. First we had Vector coming in for the damage boost and healing at the same time. Niagara was able to push in. We forcing out the Curie Rush to try and sustain a little bit, which then got caught out by the beat, keeping the overhealth on the team, and it just allowed Niagara to have all that health and keep their numbers up the entire time. Both teams using their ults really well. Every single fight came down to a first pick. And then the recoveries were great as well, holding points. Just I'm loving this game every second. Like both teams are so talented in this situation, and it seems even overall, and it's very exciting to watch. Like
Push is going to be
I hope I
interesting.
don't say January again. That's like my one thing.
It was one time.
I'm
It's
watching
okay.
my tongue every time I speak now. Just like I'll say January.
Don't say January. January. Man,
He haunts me, bro.
he's so afraid of Manhattan. He sees it in his dreams.
Get out of my head.
What about Mr. Alfan diving you in the back line as that Genji player? But no, in your dreams you see January.
Listen, tank players.
It's just like a cursed image of Bull. That's like what I think of January sometimes. It's just a cursed image of Bull. Scary thing to see in your dreams.
Now, even with the introduction of events Hazard, it went very well on that first initial take, but Ryder still was able to have like a very strong push themselves and almost holding off until the end. So although Hazard seems to be the answer Niagara has, it might not 100% be the way that they're going to beat Ryder. Ryder is just going about it as best as they can and coming out on top. But the series is currently tied, so we'll see in these next two maps minimum, potentially next three, depending on these next two games.
We are loading into actually one of my favorite maps called Aseo.
I
This map is
would
so
say
fun.
you, but I just don't like push in general.
I'm okay with push. It's better than every other game that they came out with.
Like Flashpoint or what's the Clash? Clash is terrible.
What's wrong with Clash?
It's Clash.
What's wrong with it?
Clash. I don't have to say anymore. Clash is Clash.
Hold W or hold S. I don't know.
Well, W, duh.
Oh, I cannot camera in through the spawn doors. Let me in! Let me in!
Orisa.
Oh, we're seeing Orisa. Orisa or Reaper.
I'm not gonna lie, when I would be forced to play this map playing comp, I would run Orisa by default for some reason.
Hold on, I have a Niagara goat, alright? My Niagara goat is Sire Sappy.
He's like always that one person that does well, but at the same time,
Sire
like
Sappy is like my Psylocke goat.
I was gonna
You understand?
oh, your Psylocke goat.
Yeah.
It's true. I have seen that he is a Psylocke player.
We got that top 128 with Psylocke.
Oh, he was a part of your team?
Yeah. It was too much fun. Alright, back to Overwatch though.
Back to Overwatch, as this initial fight is going to be happening around the outside. Whereas most fights happen on the inside around the bot, but Glizzy Wizard is going to be pulled in, trying to ride that wall to keep herself alive for a brief moment, but it's not going to happen as Cork is going to be finding the kill. Right now, that TP coming in from Sir Sappy going to be putting him, Sire Sappy, going to be putting himself into the backline of Ryder, but Grizz is going to be finding the kill ultimately. And not doing much. Niagara, not at like a full disadvantage, just down Sire Sappy for now, but they are going to back up until they get that teammate of theirs.
I see that Niagara tends to just keep the same combo over and over, same thing with Ryder. We're solid on the Dominator on Mei, solid on the Juno and Lucio, and or Kiri and Lucio is what I'm seeing a lot from both teams. A lot of Kiri, Lucio, and Juno like around here, not gonna lie. We do see another fight coming in here. Orisa walking point, Ryder on the outside, slow push on the point, trying to find this opening pick. We have Javelin coming out, and deflect from Genji. Sire Sappy walking up, but fades back.
Has to fade back as he does find himself without any ammo and looking down at Junker Queen for a hot second. But Event is actually going to be trying to roll up in here and find the better of the Kiriko that is Kowalski right now. And right now, Ryder knows they are down a player, so they are just going to, once again, back up, respect the space, and play their walls as best as they can, trying to not give up any more members. Because at the end of the day, each team member is a resource in this game to win. Without their whole team, it's not going to go well. So Sappy TPing into the high ground, but it doesn't matter as that knife is going to pull him out and not let him do anything.
Now, I wonder if Event's going to go for the shield here or not. But I highly doubt, as it doesn't seem like they're being consistently pressured. We do see the Vector, we do see the Queen, we do see B, we see so many ults coming out here. And Quark just being caught in the backline by himself. Quark going to be picked off by the team, but the B does save his life.
Quark sending himself
to re-engage.
Yeah, Quark sending himself into the backline to avoid the Orisa ultimate. Grizz not getting the better of that. He's actually going to be finding himself dead to that. But back to that shield comment, with the way Ryder plays, like, what do you try to shield? It is very dive-centric and stuff. The only one that really is going to be shooting into the team is going to be lasers, but at the same time, those legs are going to allow her to take off angles and just ignore any shield. So, the Orisa shield is probably not going to be the pick of the day, but who knows? Mr. Event knows. Ryder takes the lead and immediately backs up as they do not feel comfortable to be here right now. Cork is actually, not Cork, Grizz is going to be on the high ground looking for some damage, but right now Glizzy Wizard is going to be the one finding it. Sir Sappy TPing into almost certain death. Immediately have to fade out. No utility to keep himself alive, but Ryder's already backing up and giving up all the space that they can as they wait for the return of their player. Once again, returning to that high ground, Sire Sappy likes that spot, but is it really going to matter? What is happening? Right now, Cork is going to be trying to go in and find as much damage as he can, but instead he's just going to be taking all the damage he can. Sire Sappy going into the backline, finding 3 with that die, and Event is going to get the final kill with the spear. And Ryder are going to be on the back end of this push as Niagara is looking to get forward spawn. Right now, Sir Sappy off into this corner looking for some quick damage. Not going to be finding anything except for a Wraith out to get himself back in long. Kitsune is going to be guiding Cork once again to victory. Getting a kill, looking for more, going a third. Nope, not even a third, a second. But he actually doesn't get the kill. He doesn't confirm it onto Sire Sappy. Instead, Sire Sappy is going to be getting the kill onto Cork's fellow teammate. And right now, the TP is going to come down to try to bring him back into this fight to help Event, but instead he's going to be jumping off the map. Going to be going to say hi to the people at the low ground because this place is a little high. I could see his weapons down there. Anyway, camera back to Cork instead of off the side of the map.
So it actually does seem that Event has gone for the shield in this situation. I saw that come out right as he ulted. I'm unsure what the reason for, and he just placed it down again. Probably to try and get some sustain in here for when the Queen pushes, is my guess.
What is the other option instead of the shield?
I don't remember. I know something about longer range, but that's about all.
Is there one where
we're
if
still
she
fighting-
crits, she gains like technical ammo where like it cools down her weapon? There's one of those, right?
But we're still seeing this sustained fight. First, both teams looking for this first initial pick here. We do have 3 ults on the side of Niagara and 3 ults on the side of Ryder. I'm assuming it's going to come down to whoever decides to pop their ult first, and we might find the opportunity here for Cork to pop an ult, but we have the Genji deflect come out, and then Blade's going to maybe find one, finds nothing as Sire Sappy picks off Grizz from him, and we see the Queen ult also come out, but then gets shut down instantaneously, followed by the Juno ult.
The wall is going to stop Laser's legs from getting herself out of there. She is going to fall in another team kill for the side of Niagara. Oh my god, that javelin almost hits Grizz on his way out.
Unfortunate for the side of Ryder to lose both their Queen ult and Blade here. And we pop an OC from Lasers. Lasers is going to drop down and try and look for the pick on the Lucio. Cannot find the pick. Trying to find the pick on the Juno. Juno got out successfully. Lasers still in the back line. We're trying to find the Cork to push up on Event and take the pick on Event. Event decides to pop ult here, finding Kowalski, and then moving on to Cork.
Oh.
Sire Sappy dropping back.
What?
Actually, Sire Sappy popping ult on the back line here, but getting picked off by Grizzly. Grizzly low on HP, so he's going to decide to fall back. His Laser's going to grab the health pack. Laser's grab the health pack, running across, but gets picked off by Event.
What a, like, split and sporadic fight that just happened. I'm not gonna lie, that TP from Sire Sappy kind of looked strange. Watching
He
from...
might just TP to his standing position.
I was gonna say, watching from Grizz's POV, it looked like he disappeared for a hot second, came back, and was ulting immediately. I'm not sure if it was intentional, and he said, "Screw it, I need to get this kill," but it just not.
I think he just TP'd on wherever he was standing and then decided to rip his ult right after.
Oh!
TP, but
Glizzy
down
Wizard
and Glizzy.
gets Ajaxed. The beat from Glizzy Wizard does not come through, and Cork trying to get around this wall.
But Dominator just gonna sit on point and die late, so his team can spawn and probably contest over here, so they can keep the forward and get him back in time.
I felt that perk come into play. That wall felt like it was lasting quite some time, and I do see Dominator did take the perk that extends the wall timer by 2 seconds. But that also increases his cooldown for the perk, for the wall, which is an interesting trade-off.
I decided to take a peek at what Saturday chose as perk. Saturday chose that his healing pylon or healing right click locks on faster his teammates, and he can do critical hits as well.
Ah, the funny
Critical
with
hits is always interesting to see from any character, and we see the Kitsune coming out as well from the side of Ryder. Ryder pushing up, trying to find an initial pick, almost finds Sire. Sire stays alive. Still fighting in the Kitsune, but the Kitsune runs out now. Waiting for an ultimate, maybe from Dominator here, an Ice Freeze.
I feel like Cork is going to ultimate very shortly. 3, 2, 1. Nope, not yet. As he is looking for this early pick to try to do something. But Sire Sappy is actually going to be going into the backline and finding Ryguy, putting a bullet into his head. But Cork is actually going to get the kill. That one pick, that is going to be the opener for Cork's ultimate. I said it was waiting to come through. It comes in pretty
Sire
late.
did the same thing he decided to do last round. He TP'd on himself. Kowalski probably trying to look for the self-season, the timing. Cork still fighting for this little stall, but the shield is going to be the make or break on these 1v1s with Cork. I think that's why he might have opted for the shield. So when he gets into those 1v1 situations where he can just drop the shield and not have to deal with all the damage coming to his face from Cork.
Shield is getting a lot more value than I gave it credit for at the start of this game, but you know, this man came into with a plan and he's making it work. This shield this is the big shield version. This is the garage door version of the shield. I'm pretty sure they made it thinner at one point, or like less wide. It's interesting, actually. Right now, Ryder has about like 60 meters, not even 70 meters to gain if they want any shot of winning this game. So right now, Niagara doesn't necessarily need to push. They just need to buy their time and win one more fight. So finding it in that neutral position might be ideal for them. And as this ends now, Lasers is going to be popping her OC to try to find some kills, but the beat is going to come through to keep the side of Niagara alive, but also beat coming in from Ryder is going to be there, but the satellite vector is going to be popped, and nobody is going to die, and nobody is going to fall. Cyrus Happy is going to be popping that spin to win. Speaking of die, the man who says die, die, die is going to be finding 2. Grizz is going to be finding a set 1 on for his team. That Blade is going to be finding 1, and he is going to be living as long as he can, but it doesn't matter. As I said, Niagara just needs to win the fight, and they will win this game, and they do just that. Coliseo goes over to Niagara, bringing the series to 2-1 Niagara.
Uh-oh.
That was a very good fight overall. Again, even on both sides. Niagara definitely getting the push on Ryder, taking the forward spawn, then continuing to push with the forward spawn. Ryder just couldn't seem to find the momentum to get to the forward spawn. What I kept seeing was every initial kill, they decided either to push in, or once they lost a pick, they would just stay back, even with a pick on their side as well. They wouldn't try and trade that pick and rush in. They just decided to keep falling back. So maybe they were losing a bit of momentum there with Niagara, all the momentum for them. Ults, both sides coming out. We did see last fight, Niagara with 4 ults and Ryder with 3 ults. I saw Sire Sappy doing a lot of self-TPing on themselves. Those were big plays, confusing Ryder, not knowing where he went, and then just ulting on them.
Confusing Ryder, confusing me. I was there too. It was quite interesting to actually see. I wonder when he accidentally did this, saw he got away with it, and he's like, I'm gonna use that in a future game. Because no shot does somebody come up with that. Now, I'm actually also curious because I feel like I didn't get to really see the Reaper perks in action, but I know there's the funny one with the right click where he shoots from super far away. But I don't know if that one was picked, but I consume as much. I didn't see any heal orbs get tossed down for him.
I don't really know the impact of these perks on the current gameplay compared to before on Overwatch. I think it definitely adds a lot more variety to players' play styles. It's definitely interesting to see. You see players playing either a lot more safer or a lot more aggressive. And looking for this initial pick on both sides seems to always be the move from, well, both sides. Event always trying to look for a pick, Quarked always trying to look for a pick, using both of their Sojourns as essentially the playmakers here for the engage. Then switching down to a more bunkering comp with the Orisa comp. Last map was definitely an amazing idea. That shield was used magnificently by Event, stopping 1v1 situations where he would probably take more damage.
But we're not going to quite see... Actually, it's waiting for players, so might just being the funny for now. I was going to say maybe opting into that Ramacher immediately, but we got 20 seconds before we actually get to see that. Life, what are your overall thoughts and feelings about this series as a whole, seeing that we are now at 2-1 in favor of Niagara?
I need Ryder to lock in for this map, and we're going to map 5, I also like how they're even. I don't know how to describe it besides oftentimes in the MAAC it feels like, oh my god, this one player is shining so much on their own team, and then everyone else is just in the background. But here it's everyone is getting their own little moment. Literally every single player, and I'm so happy just seeing them all.
It is definitely one of those matches where every single player is shining. I haven't seen one player be more outstanding than others every single. Wait, they're opting for the hog. Hold on. I just
No.
Sim TP, quick strat coming from the side of Ryder. Niagara running down the same comp that they ran last game.
Forgot the
hoping to maybe run the same perch or probably switch it up here. I'll take a peek on the Orisa and on the Reaper. I didn't see the Soul Orbs on Reaper's side, so I thought that was pretty interesting to see.
Forgot the transition until Niagara was already on the point, but no fighting has happened just yet at that point, so thank God I transitioned at the good time. But Niagara first to this point, it looks like they're going to be looking to aggressively cap this, but right now Cork is trying to look to dismantle the backline of Niagara. Saturday gets the better of Guy, but Glizzy Lizard is going to fall, so both Lucios are down for both these teams. No speed, no heal auras. Grizz is going to be the third option. But so many trades right now. Ryder needs to get this next trade, as Event did just pick off Kowalski, but it looks like Cork is going to be the one, and Niagara are looking to take this point finally in their favor.
Those are good picks from both sides. Unfortunately, Niagara did find those better picks on Ryder, taking out, I believe it was Ryan, getting that Lucio trade initially, then taking out Lasers to get rid of one of their DPS. Having Kowalski die later on was a suffer for Quark, as he had no heals and he only got the Mei pick. We're coming into the next fight here. Queen waiting to come in, rest of the team on the outside. We're seeing Lasers trying to build some charge on and probably take out the Lucio here. So the Queen decides to shout, walks up on the Mei, forcing Cryo. Sire Sappy walking away with no fade. Rygon on his Queen, having a TP come out as well. And we have Event walking onto point, holding that point for his team. Pia's out to find Quark alone. Gets the kill on Quark here, along with Sire Sappy popping Reaper ult.
And right
Now Event is just going to keep walking and clean up.
Looking for that clean up, but right now Grizz is looking to stop this point and get some percentage on the clock for his team. At this time, Ryder needs to take the time that Grizz has bought from them and try to regroup and go in without him, because there really is no time for them to get back on this point. Cork seems to be like the only one up ahead. The rest of his team looks like they want to just like regroup and go next point. And that's exactly what they are kind of going to do, but it looks like they want to just get some picks on the way out.
I think Cork might have wanted to use ult on there, from the way it looked like he was running. I think he might have just ulted on the point there. But last fight, really good job from Event finding those picks and essentially just disregarding point and closing in on Cork.
Ooh! Kowalski getting their head taken off. Combination of Dominator and Event finished them off real quick before they even got into this fight. So Sappy TPing up to the high ground. Looking to do some damage, but he has only shotguns, so no long range to do much with them.
We're again here having the Ryder engage, looking for the initial pick. We pop the Kitsune, getting walled off.
That wall prevents Sir Sappy's TP, so he doesn't go quite far. But Cork is going to be...
ult, then followed by the beat. Ryder is going to try and keep up their aggression here. Beat followed from the side of Ryder. Still looking for a pick here on the side of Ryder. Both DPS trade, almost another trade. We have Event popping ult as well, getting the pick on the Queen. Kowalski living their life right at the last second.
That TP to try to get themselves out puts them into spear sights for Event, and he is going to find that kill. Right now, all that remains is Grizz. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not sure if Kowalski was in that fight with Cork initially, where it felt like a solo ult from Event to kill Cork.
No, so Kowalski was in that fight. TPs, uses Suzu, climbs up, gets to 1 HP. Cork dies by Event, who just isolated him as Cork just decided to chase down the Mei. Now we pop the OC, moving up with the OC. We have the shield pop up to block the OC shots. Kowalski getting caught by the Juno right click. And Grizzy dying to Blizzy here. Event finding the pick on Lasers as well. Queen getting a pick on Mei. Lucio fighting in the back.
Oof.
Finding the Lucio kill, and now it's just Kiri and Queen on point looking for another pick. Unfortunately, not unfortunately. Queen just gonna die here, and we see Niagara take the point here. It was really good fighting from both sides. I'm seeing, I think there might be a bit of miscommunication from the side of Ryder and pushing these points, but the communication on the side of Niagara is just stupendous.
Now we cannot see the points that are being opened up, but being in favor of Niagara at this point in time, as it is like right on the back end of where they just capped. So, first to the point, Ryder is then once again siege this point and look to do something, and they're immediately going to be looking to do just that. Finds 2 picks. Are they looking for a third? Saturday trying to be that last one. Sappy was probably thinking about ulting, but as he sees all of his team members are dead, there is no point of him burning it, so he just jumps off the map and rejoins them in the spawn.
Now we do have all ults on the side of Niagara coming up here, with Ryder only having 4 of their 5. Definitely want to see how these ults are used. Everyone here getting set up for the initial.
Do you think Saturday is going to pop his ultimate to try to open up this point for them in 3, 2, 1? Torpedoes are going to come out, but Kowalski ult is going to come through to try to open things up. Right guy looking for one, found one. Actually, Kowalski looking for their own and gets the head of Glizzy Wizard. Right now, Saturday doing his best to try to keep his tank alive, but as he says in chat once in a while, that's my feeding tank, so he's going to jump off the map before he says it out loud. And it does look like Ryder at this point in time, Sappy is in position to stop this point from getting capped by Ryder entirely, but Niagara not in a good position to actually cap. Guy pushes himself up and almost gets himself caught out. The blade is going to come through and Grizz is going to be looking for some targets, but he can't find anything as everybody kind of disengages right now onto that horse. And it's not going to find anybody.
We do have the fight, but the point goes towards Ryder here. A fight ago, I saw only Kowalski pop their ult. We had a stability of ults from 3 sides of from Ryder, only popping Kowalski's ult, only that Kitsune rush, and maybe a trade from the side of Niagara would have won that point there. That final touch was great from Sappy, touching the point using Fade, but unfortunately lasers caught him in the leg.
Once again, only 1 ult was used from the side of Ryder for that fight. Grizz not really finding much value other than bringing down Event quite low, which I think ultimately does turn the fight. And now we're on to this 3rd point. And it does.
You see the OC come out, get a pick on the Lucio. Holding that W, walking forward on the side of Ryder. Trying to find the 2nd pick on Dominator. Cork moving up, hopefully pushing.
Looking to just chase down this character that is Juno. Saturday being played by that, but instead he's going to be playing Death Simulator as he does get taken out by a headshot from Court. Dominator returning the favor onto Lasers, but Ryan getting the better of his counterpart. Glizzy Wizard does fall right now.
And now
Niagara.
Queen walking in. What is
Queen?
The rest of his team decided to back up, but we have Cork running in by himself. Now the team is slowly backing up, grouping up again. Everyone has gotten back together. Luckily, there was no kills from the side of Ryder here, and
Kitsune is
walking up and find the Kitsune.
Kitsune is going to come out, and right now Cork is looking to get into the backline and deny any kind of pressure from these supports, but right now Die is going to come out, but everybody's going to live instead, except for Sappy himself. Dominator is going to get lasers, and right now Spin to Win is going to come out. I hear a Lucio fall, and that's going to be Glizzy Wizard going down to Kowalski, and right now Event is also going to fall. Grizzly finding better of Dominator, but overtime is going to pop because somebody was on there for the last second, but it doesn't matter. We are going to be going to the last point. We are going to be going to potential match point 4. We are still on match point for what's it called? For
we might be going
Niagara.
to a game 5 here, if depending on this point. But we have 2 ults from the side of Niagara, both support ults, and from the side of Ryder we have 3 ults: Genji, Queen, and Beat.
But
Let's see what we can do on both sides. Finding the opportunity here, coming in with the Queen. I think he might look for a Queen ult in the initial here.
I think he's going to wait for Juno Ultimate to come out so he can Queen ult and deny the value it actually gets. Right now, just trying to pop himself in the background. But instead, the Beat is going to come through and deny all that pressure from Court. But Grizz does have his blade. It doesn't matter. It's not going to be needed. The Beat is going to be coming out to keep Ryder alive right now. And right now, Ryder's up 3 Pete members to like the 2 that remain. I don't know what happened to the Event. He jumped off the point because he knew it was already lost. And right now, Ryder's looking to bring this to game 5, but it's not over just yet. 1 to 2 fights remain, depending on how fast these fights are taken.
So Niagara is still holding on to this Juno ult. They've been holding on to this Juno ult for a while.
Life, are you there? Oh, Event is going to be finding the better of Grizz right now. I do believe Bean just died, but it doesn't matter, as Juno is going to be ulting, but Ryder is going to be immediately disengaging, losing their team member. They are just going to let that ult go out and not going to be dealing with it.
I think Bean did die.
Oh no. Uh-oh. Bean dead. Bean gets taken out by the side of Niagara as he was talking way too much shit, but Lasers is going to be popping the ultimate here. OC going to be coming out and looking to find the kills. A lot of health pools are low on the side of Niagara, but now they're starting to become 0. I don't know what Arissa says during that ultimate, but she is going to be spinning to win. My PC, it crashed. That's crazy talk. But right now, Ryder's getting better with Lasers finding 2 kills. It goes over mid-fight. Not fully in the favor of Ryder, but the point does go over into the favor of Ryder. Niagara has 1 fight left in their belts. If they do not take this now, they will be going to a map 5. Grizz and Kowalski with the ultimates, but Dominator and Cyrus Happy very close to this. Well, Cyrus Happy very close to this, but Dominator put that May ultimate on lock. It's a good thing that this team from Ryder is very mobile, so they can avoid it. 90% and ticking. There isn't really much time for Niagara to get in here, and they are going to make their way. But right now, the kills are looking strong. Grizz with the blade is going to come through, but Cyrus Happy is not going to let that happen. But Cyrus Happy also is going to be the one that falls. Right now, Corked is going to fall, and it is going to be the DPS side of Ryder that needs to find these kills, need to get this. But right now, nobody is remaining, and Ryder has to take this one last fight.
Niagara used 2 ults going in with Cyrus Happy's and May ult, but Ryder does have Junker Queen's ult.
Being forced out, Kowalski has to TP, but that timer is not that bad. Actually, it's already back up. 10% remains on the board. We are in last fight territory, and it doesn't matter. What happens here will bring us either into map 5 or end this game right now. Cork does not want to go off the map. Blocking Satellite Vector, that's crazy talk. Ultimate does come out to cut the healing. That boop keeps Cork in the fight. It might not be what you wanted to do, because now Cork is in your face. That's Cyrus Happy TPing on point to try to spook anybody. 2 kills for the side of Ryder. Right now, it's looking good. 3, 2, 1, and all that remains is Event, but it doesn't matter. All that remains is for this point to be taken and overtime to burn down, and I do believe that is going to be in map 5 as Ryder do not go down easily in this point, and we are taking it all the way.
Big ults at the end. Is this the 4th player of the game by Corked?
Yes, yes it is.
Oh my god.
I'm giving you the caster role, sir, as you are now welcome back.
My PC.
You missed.
I hope you guys made a joke about like Niagara doxing me or something.
I closely did. I said Niagara was. I said Niagara took you out for talking too much shit.
You should have.
I did say that.
Hilarious.
I did say
that.
that.
Thank you.
Niagara.
All I care is that the bit happened.
The bit did happen. This man is a Niagara op, so he had to get taken out. But welcome back.
What did I miss though? Please
we're
inform me.
We're going to map 5.
Oh my god! Praise the Lord! Thank God.
That last fight was kind of intense. A lot of ultimates was burnt on the side of Niagara to try to force that last fight into their favor, but they kind of came into the last fight with almost nothing except like Juno ultimate, which Corked ulted to cancel out any healing from. But the scary part is he got booped during that ultimate, so he stayed in the fight instead of like going past and away from them. Glizzy Wizard accidentally keeps him like directly in front of them, and they couldn't like focus fire to the point where he just started killing people. So that's the second time I've seen a boop technically go awry against a Junker Queen. Kind of keeps Cork there to murder. So not this game, but I've seen it before. So not the intended effect of boop on a Junker Queen. It just goes very poorly there. But yeah, Servasa taken by Ryder. The whole series is tied up. My voice is getting stretched thin. It hurts.
I'm super excited for this map 5. Every game has just been I think this is like I won't lie by saying like this is probably like the best game of the MAC
Oh,
this
100%.
season.
I love like it's always fun and interesting to see like the top players to top teams to see how they play, but seeing 3-0s, it's just not that interesting. Sometimes like yeah, you could be like, damn, they pretty good at it, but a 3-0 kind of weird. But map 5s, for some reason, this season I think currently Ryder is like the best teams to go to map 5. Ryder has the most experience of playing this season because they get taken so far into these games every time. It has been against Fairfield, against Niagara, against did Sienna? We went to map 4, right? At
Did
least
we?
maybe.
I don't
Iona,
know.
map 5. This just Ryder just racking up the map 5s. Only in the history one time back in the MAC. I'm not sure if you were there just yet, Bean, when I was playing, but Ryder Sienna went to map 6, so I don't know if that will ever.
Overwatch 1, was that
Yeah,
Overwatch
it
1?
was Overwatch 1.
Was it EGF?
Yes.
All right, I was there.
Okay, yeah.
I was there. I was there for the end. I was a CS:GO player at the time.
Ew. Gross.
CS:GO.
I was a CS:GO player at the time, and then I think spring semester I joined the Overwatch team as a sub.
Interesting. But yeah, Ryder
Yeah.
Sienna went to map 6 one time, and I never want to do that again. What a draw on a noob. Well, what draw Nubis will do to you. And what is looking to be the final map of this series. We have not been seeing some traditional maps chosen by these teams. Because it is map 5, we do get to see Escort. The opposite choice for map 2 is either Hybrid or Escort, and by default, whichever one is not chosen then becomes map 5 should it happen. And we are going to be going to Watchpoint Gibraltar.
LinkedIn.
I'm very interested to see how this one goes because it's a really no queen map here unless they decide to run upstairs together or just push cart under.
Any map is a queen map when Cork is running the queen. Never speak badly about this queen. She will be played. Flashpoint Gibraltar is a bit of a more dive-centric map. Usually Winston, Diva, possibly the Hazard with his mobility coming out. Niagara definitely has the ability to flex around. I mean, technically so does Ryder, but we're gonna see the Queen either way. We know that.
I wonder if we see the Diva come out again.
Doom?
The Doomfist?
Doomfist. Dominator on
Venture.
Venture.
Now, I know a lot about a Doomfist Venture. I really love that combo. It's one of my two friends' favorite combos. I love to see the dive that comes out of them. I definitely want to see them. Probably their dive target's going to be lasers, is my guess here. Force up the slide, then try and clean her up right after. But I'm really excited to see how this Doomfist goes.
I'm not gonna lie, my camera work, I'm just like floating around the map until the point starts. Watching Ryder hide into this corner, I flew the camera in. Cork looks directly at the camera and starts jumping. This man's watching him. He knows.
Oh, but they saw back to Hazard actually. No Doomfist and no
Venture.
No Venture. Dom immediately switches back to that May Disruptor.
And picks off Ryan.
Riz getting caught out into that Sojourn field, and also that May left clicks is not going to go well for him right now. Lasers is probably like the only one that's going to remain. Except Kowalski has to TP out, but it's not going to be enough as Cyrus Happy is going to be the one to find the kills.
Yeah, so they do decide to keep the Queen here. I thought we might see a little bit of Diva come out on this point. It was very interesting seeing the Diva earlier as well.
Felt like out of a little bit of desperation. But then they also ran back to the Queen at the end of the day and made it work. Was that May emoting on point? Had to hop up for a second and almost gets caught out. And eventually does get caught out. Dominator, you're trolling me, says Saturday most likely. But right now, Niagara with the team member down is going to play this a little bit respectfully. keeping their distance, not going to be pushing in. However, Event is going to be brought kind of dangerously low if he gets pulled one more time. I think it's going to go bad for him.
The Ryder are going to try and keep playing this bottom part as long as possible, denying any space for, or giving all the space for Niagara to go topside and probably loop around. But Ryder's still going to try and hold this bottom space right on cart because it's where Queen prospers.
Queen does prosper, and I do see Event looking for this lasers that is just by herself right now. Kind of getting forced out and has to rejoin the team. Dominator does acknowledge where most of the enemy team is. That enemy team is Ryder, and they're in this little cubby. They have been given the go, and they are going to be speeding in, but Dominator is going to be speed running his life gone almost. Has to ice block to keep himself alive for a second. But right now, Dominator getting a kill onto Ryguy, and it is going to be looking like it's in the favor of Niagara. Just catching them out, playing it slow, getting the picks that they need. Lasers now finally going down for, I think, the first time this fight. And now the team kill comes through.
No ult pops on either side there, I believe. Now we have a fight, one more fight coming in here. Wall gets used. Ult's coming in from both sides. Very excited to see what they're going to pop here. We have another wall coming in.
Another wall.
Queen rush.
But Lizzie Wizard is actually going to get the kill onto Ryguy. Downpour is going to come through, but it's an overtime. Not overtime. Whatever Sojourn says. But Cork is going to be finding too. Lasers does have to drop on the point as Cork is nowhere near to be found. But he does return to the fight eventually, and right now Event is trying to live and keep this team going, but 0.48 meters stands between them and 0.2. And now, since Ryder's in control, the payload is going to slowly make its way backwards.
We have Niagara here still with 4 ults on this engagement here. We're going to see a Mei come out first, maybe, or with the OC engage. Ryder having a counter of Kitsune and Blade coming up as well. Making Grizz fall off high ground, play low. Kowalski separated from the rest of the team, and Lasers getting rushed down by Event. Chased by Mei.
Yeah, Dominator put up the ice wall to try to separate him from Cork, who was charging in on him, and during his time of backing up, a wild Lasers appears in the doorway. And right now, Grizz is going to be popping this blade to try to find some kills, try to do some damage. He finds one onto Fire Sappy, but he kind of needs to touch his point. Right now, Event stands between him and the payload, but Ryan is trying to stall as best he can. Kowalski comes in, and the B comes through, keeping up 3 alive right now, allowing Cork the time to try to get here, but that freeze is going to come through, and Cork is actually going to walk himself into that freeze and get himself killed. And I'm not sure if this downpour was necessarily needed. It does catch out Ryan, but that's all it caught. And I think he was going to be dead either way. Nobody else could have got in except for potentially Grizz.
Crazy freeze coming in from Dominator, perfect timing. Cork running into the freeze and actually getting frozen, costing him his team to fight there. And prospering with the Sire Sappy, just good positioning on top.
Ooh,
finding the picks for his team.
Speaking of good positioning on top, he is now set down low, 6 feet under. Lasers putting him down real quick from that high ground. Right now, Ryder is looking to just run on these guys, just go fast, try to get the kills as best as they can.
They have both their supports isolated in the back with Mei and Hazard. Support looking in to get Event, walking up.
Ooh, Event almost gets in through that doorway, but instead, just going to be finding some bullets into his back and going down himself. Very strong initial fights from Niagara, but right now I feel like it's getting slowed down. Ryder's doing a good job. And if they just play their speed correctly, Ryder can just catch out the back line of Niagara.
So I know one of Mei's perks is her left click actually gets an increase in range. It's been, I think, very useful to see, at least from a far distance POV. It's been very nice to see it have a really good effect.
But he is actually not taking that one. He has taken the wall time again, which is the opposite perk in this situation. So, what are you talking about, sir? You don't know anything.
I think I might have seen something else.
I have played the Mei a little bit, and it is kind of fun to get that extended range, but right now he is opting in for those extended walls, buying his team time to collapse onto any targets he does wall off. But yeah,
Cyrus Sappy with the bonus ammo.
Lasers with the bonus damage and the extra slide. Cyrus Sappy is actually behind in the perk game against his counterpart.
I think Lucio has 2 interesting perks. Definitely a choice. So wall riding, reloading is really good if he wants to be aggressive, or he can just have the boop. And he can have an increased fire rate when popping, but there's a first pick from the vent, getting lasers.
But Sir Sappy was getting collapsed on immediately by Cork. He does slide out of there and confuse him for a hot second. The beat comes through to stop Cork's ultimate, but Downpour is going to be locking him down. Everybody from the side of Niagara is going to be around him, killing him real quick, putting some bullets into his head, and Cork goes down so fast. And now Niagara looking to take the second point. Lasers once again being the last living survivor of this team, going in to try to stop it, using her double legs to get in there and do as much damage as she possibly can. She trusts her team to come in and save her as best she can. It comes in a little too late, that beat, but it doesn't matter. Ryder's back onto this point, but Cork is probably going to go down. That satellite is going to be doing its good job and keeping up the entire team of Niagara alive as long as it can. Grizz tries to come in at the last second to try to touch, but it doesn't matter.
The game plan there was definitely hoping for Grizz to get Blade in time. Grizz unfortunately did not get Blade in time and dies. Really good popping ults to try and touch point.
Lasers is partially getting hunted, but Event does not find her. Ooh, Ryan walking up, finding
I find it funny when they just get corked and they just all turn on him and just laser him.
Oh yeah, watching all 4 of them just surround him was kind of brutal. But now, speaking of Cork getting like dogpiled on, he puts himself in a corner, and all of Niagara could have, and Niagara's doing it. They find him and they're going in just for him, and right now nobody from Ryder can really get in here. The only heals he has is himself, but he goes down. Grizz does get the better of Saturday, but that's the only kill right now for the side of Ryder, as now he eventually falls to the wall. That is Event.
Ben here taking the high ground, gets knifed off. Cork here running in on without his team, waiting for his team to regroup. Again, looking for the first pick. We have ults on the board from the side of Niagara. You probably see her tear it down coming in.
Downpour is to be locking up Cork, and he's not going to hit anybody else, so not much is going to be there. Cork does go a bit low, and finally he does fall. This ends now, says Cyrus Sappy, and he's looking to get the kills, but he's not going to be finding anything just yet. The Blade is going to come through, and Grizz is going to be looking to get some kills. He does deflect that shot, but the beat comes through to keep Cyrus Sappy alive. Everything is coming through for the side of both these teams. It doesn't matter. You hear an ultimate. Time for a reckoning to try to get on the point at the last second. I thought he touched it, but it doesn't matter. Round 1 is going to complete, and Niagara is going to get a full push.
Really well played. Every ult just getting popped here last second. Kind of reminds me of old Overwatch where you just see all ults just pop out at once.
My voice is a little hoarse, but yeah. Overall, I'm not sure where Ryder went wrong on second point to give it up so much. Because when Cork was once again the only one to get caught in that downpour and then immediately dogpiled, it's not even really like he had a team to like support him in that situation. There was like one remaining member, but I don't how we got to basically a 2v5 situation. So, so that point did fall apart a little bit for the side of Ryder.
I think it was just a trade of backlines. From what I remember, there was a wall that walled off both Lucio and Kiri, and Event was just going ham on both of them. Which then led up to Cork getting hit and then turned on, I'm pretty sure.
Absolute dog pile. No composition changes for these teams. The only problem here is Lasers is going to fall pretty quickly. Dominator getting the better of her.
both teams here fighting for high grounds, all tanks fight on low ground. Very interesting to see. Both teams equal split, no one really in the back yet. Looking for any initial pick.
The difference is Hazard has the mobility to return to the high ground at any time he wants. Grizzly finding the Saturday, which means low heals on the side of Niagara. When there is no heals, all we have is damage, and Sir Sappy is going to show up to the Call of Duty and figure out the kills onto Ragai and Grizzly right now. Cork pushing that payload.
Jump scared.
Yep, getting jump scared, but Cork pushes that payload to the bottom just like Niagara did last time. But how are they going to handle this underpass section? Let's see if they handle it better.
I think Niagara here looks to give. They want to play more in the open space, so they might just give up this area to get the card out in the open space and then take the high ground and turn it on Ryder here.
Cork immediately looks for the target that is going to be the Juno. He finds that kill, and right now nobody else is going to be dying just yet. Ryan in the back line doing Ryan little froggy things, finding the better of Sir Sappy. Cork plays the kill onto Glizzy Wizard. Ryan really pushing himself up here, being aggressive, not really supporting the team in this situation, going for the kills, but it actually is finding a good amount of success.
Have they gotten to the point where they have picked up any perks yet? It seems like Ryan has not picked up any perk yet. I feel like he might be going for the wall ride ammo here in a situation where he's playing pretty aggressive.
Perks are starting to be online for the side of the Sojourns. The Lucios both have the boop port right now, so we'll see how that plays out for them. Glizzy Wizard does drop. It is potentially gonna get collapsed on, but Downpour is gonna be locking up the side of Ryder. That collapse is immediately gonna get shut down. They saw the bait and they took it. That was not, I'm not sure if that was fully intended, but that really looked like Glizzy dropped, get them to run at us, and then suddenly a Downpour came in and locked up too.
OC as well coming from the top from Sire, causing some panic over on the side of Ryder. We do have ults on the table from both sides. We have all 5 ults on the sides of Ryder with 2 ults on the side of Niagara here. We have Juno ult. Maybe they use Juno ult for an engage first before Ryder takes a step up.
But the problem is that Queen ultimate is pretty strong. Oh my god, the reload speed, it goes crazy when that when Pyrrha ultimate comes out. Cork ulting, but only finding 1, maybe technically 2. He gets caught up on some terrain and does not find the 2 other targets he did initially see. Right now, Glizzy Lizard almost falling, but Cork needs to reload, and he's not going to find anything, but the beat is going to come out to keep himself alive real quick. Ryan with that fat beat right now trying to get Event. Event does fall finally. Right now, Ryder's looking to take the second point kind of easily. Dominator gets booped back and pulled in. He's being tossed around like it's nothing. And Ryder still has 4 minutes on the board to cap this last point.
I don't know if you saw, but we had Sire and Lasers having a nice little 1v1 at the top.
Oh no, I did not see.
Sire trying to take the top high ground on the back, and Lasers seeing him up there decides to deny him that high ground.
Laser's getting kind of poked out while trying to take this high ground. Not getting it for free. She is very well known. I do think Event, as soon as Lasers makes an appearance, will go after her. Not quite. I think that distance is a little great for even Hazard jump. But this ends now. Lasers is looking to do some damage. Not gonna get it, as she is gonna get cut off immediately. Queen is gonna be going in, and Tear It Down is gonna come through. Is gonna get 1 kill onto Ragai, but that's all that's gonna be there right now. Cork and Grizz are doing a good job at destroying this backline, and all that remains right now is Dominator on the point. Saturday makes it out back to his spawn, but that's about it. Grizz does have this blade, and I think it's going to come out 3, 2, 1. This ends now, but the beat is going to come through and going to keep the entire team of Niagara alive. There's not much here, but Grizz with his blade makes it out. No value there, really, but was a good threat value as it does pop out the ultimate from Glizzy Wizard. Right now, the horse has returned to this game, which means Event is going to be dropping his perks. Don't know how impactful that is going to be. Ultimate going to be coming out from Cork as the kills are going to be coming through. Rygai cleans up, though, and it doesn't matter what he does. Because right now, Ryder is going to be looking to run this point in. Saturday is going to be coming in. Dominator is going to be looking to take this point with his freeze, but Cork just standing in it like it's nothing. Stands in it, but it doesn't matter. 2 minutes and 20 seconds on the board for Ryder as they now get 3 minutes 20 seconds. As now Niagara only has 1 minute left to push. Oh my god.
This game just keeps heating up.
Going the distance. I need to drink some water. Somebody yap a bit.
Yep.
Liv, what are your thoughts on this game so far?
I love it. I love them. I keep on just saying I love them because I honestly don't know what to say. They keep on like, I don't know. It's like I said before, like they're even. It's not like one map is like one-sided for any of them. It's just keep on going like overtime, 99, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Was Dom on the Reaper last round? Or not last round?
Sire Sappy previously on the Reaper, not Dom.
Okay.
Pretty sure Dom stuck to May most of this entire like game.
So a little change up there.
First Happy was the original Reaper player in the previous maps, but yes. Final minute, do or die. We are not going to see the horse lead. We are going to see the hazard lead. And because these are now overtime rounds, perks are going to remain across the board for these teams. However, I'm kind of curious since Dom hasn't played Reaper yet. Does he get perks? He does. He gets lifted up to tier 3 immediately.
I've been trying to hold on the outside here.
Oh, nice.
Finding the pick on Ryan.
But usually, typically, when the kill is gained for the side of Ryder, that's when they go. But they lost the member, and Cork decides to start to go in. It's not gonna translate into anything except for maybe just some ult charge. But Event is gonna be brought very low, but Dominator is gonna get the pick onto Cork. And right now, Ryder needs to look to either get these kills or regroup. Oh, Glizzy Lizard dropping very low, but it's not gonna be enough.
We have Lasers OC coming in, followed by Event. Bring it down. Grizzy barely getting out with his life here. He cannot die. They want to continue this fight on this section here of the map. Corked underneath without his team, completely left behind. His team slowly closing back in. He decides to shout going in. Event looking for the Lucio pick in the back. Ryan getting out underneath, popping the satellite vector, followed by the Kitsune rush, diving onto the Kiri, finding the Kiriko.
He does have his beat, and it is going to come out as a response to Cork's ultimate. Which one is going to get the better of them? Right now, Grizz is getting the kill onto Saturday, but Tear It Down is going to come through, and Cork stays alive. Right now, all that remains is like 2 members. They're pretty low for the side of Niagara. Grizz getting the blade, getting the dash. 3 members looking at Event. Event really trying to hold for the last second. Nobody can come in. And right now, Ryder has 3 minutes and 27 seconds on the clock to just basically get point 1. And this will be close. Niagara has the ability to full hold this. They are not out of this just yet. Even with that time bank, we have seen some crazy holds so far. So, I'm stressed for both these teams.
Oh my. This is, oh my god.
It can go either way. We have no clue.
We have a good 3 minutes and 30 seconds to watch the result of this match here. Oh my god.
And Ryder wants to give us less time to get to that result, which is possible, but we'll see. But that horse is going to be the question or the answer that they are going to start off with. That shield playing a huge part on Coliseo. Is it going to play well into this? We will see.
I am proud to be here.
And the countdown here to this exciting 3 minutes. And 30 seconds left on the clock here. Ryder deciding to take the high ground while pushing Cart on the low ground. Orisa caught off by herself on the right side, getting pressured by Grizzy.
Sappy looking for the assassination attempt, and he gets just that, but in the process he does lose his life, so I'm not sure how much worth that was, because Ryder does have the spawn advantage by being right here. So Loses is not that far out of the fight. It was a good attempt, but it was not maybe the value that they need. Glizzy Wizard being the next target, and Ryder is just going to run this point down for free a little bit. How are we going to get underneath this underpass at around 2 minutes and 40 seconds before they get contested?
I'm assuming they're probably just going to stay top and shield and try and pick off from the top, but they might need a drop. And here's the drop coming from Event, trying to find the opening pick on probably Ryan.
But not going to find it just yet. That knife is going to come through as the golden wears out. He gets pulled in, and Cork finds the kill that he needs. Laser actually is the one that finishes the kill. Saturday looking to be the next target, and it is found. Braga getting that kill. Glizzy Wizard getting a pick back onto Lasers right now. There is a May frozen on point, but she is going to ice block to try to put some space between her and a queen of the junk, but it's not going to go her way as she is going to be put up with her. Right now, Event has returned on that legendary hazard. Right now, Sappy in the building, very dangerous, no fade, he is gonna die, and right now Event needs to touch. 0.4 meters remain for Ryder to gain. Event is not there. 2 supports, 1 support. Is there gonna be any way? May Dominator gets booped away with enough time. We did not get the 3 minutes and 27 seconds that Niagara needed to win this map. Instead, we got 1 minute and 40 seconds for Ryder to take the entire series. Not Colosseo. Colosseo did go negatively for them, but watch point Gibraltar is going to be the end of this series. Ryder take it 3-2.
I find it funny too, because at the start of this game I said that Gibraltar isn't really a queen map here, and here Court goes and made it a fucking queen map.
He said, "Nuh-uh."
He said, "Nuh-uh. This is a queen map. Every map's a queen map when Cork is on the game."
Just like how every map is a Rhine map, you know?
Indeed.
I know someone who lives by that mentality.
Is it January? No, I'm just kidding.
No, it's Chief.
That's so exciting.
This game, my voice is hoarse, so give me your best analysis of this series as a whole, Bean.
Both teams fought very, very well. I loved both Ryder and Niagara. I really enjoyed the way Niagara structured their dives. I really like how both teams really tried to find that initial opening pick on either side before really moving towards the rest of the team. There was a lot of situations where they could have continued fighting, but they decided to both peel back and sustain instead, which led to a lot of elongated and extended fights throughout the series. I think like the best ones probably happened Kings Row, Ilios. Every single map had its amazing, unique moments. Ilios with Well, Kings Row with the L on both over on everything, both normal game and overtime. We had not Runasapi. What was that push map? Or not push map? That control map? Not control map. Flashpoint. I don't even know this game anymore. Dude, Marvel Rivals. I don't even know this game anymore.
Convoy? No.
But every map had its unique moments and highlights. Definitely different ways to approach each game. Gonna be a very great VOD review for both teams.
Very interesting VOD review. Even for the side of Ryder, even though they are the winners, they didn't take that game decisively, so they can learn a lot from that. Maybe go back to the books and refine the diva play. Most definitely. I feel like it came out of desperation, and then at the end of the day, they aren't ready to pull it out just yet, so they went back to the queen. So, good call on that part. Event did bring out the hazard, which absolutely became a terror for a bit, but it's not strong enough to overcome the team that is Ryder in this situation. So, yeah.
I definitely think that the Orisa was also an interesting pick from Niagara. It definitely stopped them on Colosseo. It stopped Ryder on Colosseo because they didn't know what they were planning with the Orisa. But I think once you realize the shield's going to come out, and you just got to break that shield before engaging. is when they decided to kind of counter the Harissa a little bit here and there. I did see Korg doing the holding W and feeding tactics that he tends to do quite a bit.
He has been playing his walls a lot better. He has been respecting the other teams. It's quite a change of pace. It is a very different team than it was at the start of the year. So much so that the first game that they played was against Niagara. Niagara had a vent on support and Dominator on tank, and that won at the time with the horse leading the charge. I remember the amount of like spears that stopped Cork dead, but that was back when he used to just W key. Now he plays so much walls. I don't think that old Niagara team wouldn't succeed, but this Niagara team held their own at the end of the day, but it wasn't enough.
It's definitely like both these teams have come so far from like last semester. If you take a look at them last semester compared to now, you've seen that they've grown like heavily.
Indeed, indeed. And life, I know how you like seeing these teams grow, but what's your comments on them?
They both did amazing. They both should be very proud of themselves. And Cork, you owe me ice cream.
What? Not the ice cream being owed.
I said, Cork, buy your team ice cream if your team wins tonight. Cork goes, no.
I said buy them pizza.
A whole pizza party with ice cream? That's crazy.
Apparently, though, there's a curse going around. Apparently, if you promise your team a pizza party, you will lose.
And didn't Ryder promise it during the Iona game?
Yeah.
Oh
yes.
no.
Niagara promised their team tonight a pizza party. Just saying, stop promising your team pizza parties
Pizza
and
party
you might
curse.
start winning.
So that's why Niagara lost. Makes sense now. All right. It is getting late, but do we have any other comments, Bean or Life?
No.
No.
But thank you guys for having me on here.
You're not done just yet. Everyone here at the cast, we always give MVPs to both teams, one for each team. Well, you can do really whatever the heck you want at this point in time. I've been doing whatever the heck I want. But we'll start with you, Bean, since you seem so apt to get the heck out of here. Who are your MVPs for these teams?
Lasers and Evan. Lasers getting those plays every single time with their OC, also escaping when needed to, and then coming back and clutching it up. Very well played by Lasers. For the side of Niagara, I could literally give it to Event or Sire Sappy. Both of them played very well. I liked Sire Sappy's self TPs on himself into ults. Very game confusing on the enemy team. Just crazy. But then Event just going in, commanding his team, leading the charge. Very smart overall, but I guess I have to give it to Event this game.
Event. Very well
Sire Sappy, you
deserving
still
of
my
it.
goat. Sire Sappy, you still my goat.
Sire Sappy doing some good mind freaks with those TPs. It confused me as the as the observer. It was kind of interesting. So yeah. I'll just do me next. I'm gonna give it to Sire Sappy because of like the flexibility he has on the characters he pulled out in order to like get the better of Ryder most of the time. However, he did find his like 1v1s with lasers quite difficult sometimes, but it was a good even trade. There was no real one was way better than the other. So I'm also going to give it to lasers because she was finding success opening up fights just like Sir Sappy was to start fights and end them real quick. Lasers had some amazing plays as well. I saw a lot more like especially on that Sojourn, just diving in to like try to extend the fights, extend the games, and like do something crazy, especially on King's Row where she dived in to get second point. It was kind of interesting. It was like not what I would expect from a typical Sojourn player, but she made it happen. And although they didn't win King's Row, it went as far as it did because of that. So I want to give a lot of credit to her. And yeah, DPS gets my MVPs this time around. No tanks to be found. Sorry, Event. Sorry, Corked. And to the parents, I know those two like to share this stream with their parents, both Event's parents and Corked parents. Sorry, not today. They both played amazing. I love your kids. Don't worry. They're both amazing players, but not MVP
Sorry,
tonight.
Niagara got their get back on me. They crashed my PC.
They heard you and they crashed you. And now, Life, your turn.
It's gonna be a quick one for me. It's gonna be both of the Lucio players. I love their boobs.
Oh
They're
my god, the
insane.
boobs.
Those boofs are crazy on Ilios.
Ilios did go hard.
And Ryan also had insane boobs throughout the match. Sorry, I just loaded into a comp game. I'm getting yelled at.
Why are you, why
Why are you in the
you're not even
comments,
out of
bro?
this cast and you're already playing Overwatch. Calm down.
It's
Alright,
addicting.
I'm gonna go bring it on myself
All right,
on Marvel Wild
all right.
Before
Before you go, let me just close this out. You guys say goodbye. But for the most part, once again, Ryder gets the better of Niagara just barely with a 3-2 victory. That's gonna do it for us here at the cast. Thank you for joining us, Bean, at the very last second. I should have. I'll
You're
keep
welcome.
you in
I
mind.
saw it and I was like,
Get me in
I
there.
need to join this casting.
Get me in there. But yeah.
My bad's if I was toxic or like shit talking, but
Nah.
they got my get back. They crashed me. They crashed me.
Now, welcome to the cast where we're unbiased and we're allowed to talk shit.
I still
Unbiased.
think both teams played very well, and I still tried to talk my shit on Ryder where I could. To make it fair, you know.
You're good. You're good. Welcome to the
Spread
cast.
spread the love.
But yeah. Anyway, that's gonna do us from here. So everybody, have a good night. It is 11:30. Everybody, do not stay up. No more comp games. Life, quit that game
What?
now. Go to bed.
No.
Everybody else, good night. You guys say good night too.
Good
Good night.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
You know what? Bye.
Bye.